Hello, good afternoon. How's it going? Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Wow, there we go. That's the game. Your word confuses, Stas. Because we were at first, I was like, decide. How goes the decide? And then what did you think it said?
I thought it said delta side.
Delta side.
Delta runs out.
Yeah. Both of us were confused because I think our brains were just like, that's not a word. That's not a real word. We're going to be going straight into a boss fight, and I'm not ready for this at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're here. We're like here. I think technically we can like leave and grind if we need to because we technically have classes we haven't done, but I don't know. It feels like we're about to go into a big fight because the game doesn't normally do stuff like this. This is Dayside. Yeah, that's what we googled. We googled it because we were like, "What the hell?" Yeah, there's no T. You don't put the day. There's no day of T. It's just day.
Speaking of gods,
Dayside, which
Hope
literally I have. It's literally Dayside, and I was like, "That's even closer to decide. That's not a good word for that." Yeah.
you're gonna do this.
Well, should we, if this is indeed going to go straight to a big boss fight, should we properly spec? Because currently we've got 2 people leveling other classes.
No, we'll do it.
No?
We'll just give it a try.
We'll give it a
And
try.
if it fucks up, then we'll spec.
Alright, we did talk to everybody.
Have all the necessary preparations been made?
Yes.
Yeah,
we
so
are
the
ready.
game has literally never asked us, are you sure you want to progress before? To help deter people because the effort isn't worth it.
Very well. Then let us proceed.
We're gonna go kill Edna Mode with a cape.
Stop trying to take Pancake.
Pancake.
You took
Oh,
your
yeah.
time. I was starting to get bored.
It's actually Edna. Hello.
What's her name?
Why am I not surprised?
Oh, we're in auto advanced cutscene.
Well, you actually came. Pretty stupid of you, I must say. Well, I won't be giving you a second chance to escape.
Let us pass.
I can't
No.
do that, sorry. The Knight's Nexus is about to wake up. Oh, I really can't wait.
I don't get it. Why do you want this?
I
Come
don't
on,
like people.
You saw what happened. Dangle a crystal or two in front of some dumb humans, mix in a couple of asterisks, and boom! They go and destroy an entire kingdom. Bye-bye, Musa.
Bye bye, ocean.
Humans are
Bye-bye,
so
ocean.
broken. They deserve to be wiped out. Edna, listen to yourself.
The 2 of them look cool in the matching armor.
There is nothing we can do about that now. But I will not allow the fate that befell my kingdom to befall the entire world. If you insist on standing in our way, we will have no choice but to deal with you as necessary. The crystals must be restored to their rightful place.
Lots of big talk, princess, but completely misguided as ever. You're not putting those crystals back, not on your life.
Is that not what we just
I'll
did?
see that humanity is wiped out, if that's the last thing
And then she died.
Is that what you really want? Huh? This bitterness, this anger, it's not you. The Knight's Nexus is making you do this. Leading you down the path to sadness and hatred. But I know the real you. Just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You think
She's a brat as well.
Oh yeah,
We
I think we knew she was a bit of a brat.
You like brats, don't you?
Unleash your power! Break your bonds!
Hi, Mars.
Oh, and then she burnt. Or she's going Super Saiyan. Nope, she went Dark Souls, never mind.
The mysterious third thing.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not about to. I'll see to it that every last one of them is wiped out.
It's weird because this is not the end of the game.
Crystals
Well, technically we're fighting her, not this Night Nexus thing. So I think this will be we fight her, and then the Night Nexus is gonna come out anyway, and then we have to do that.
All I had to do was hand over the asterisk. They did the rest. Their selfishness drained the crystals of their power. Their arrogance broke the seal.
I can nearly see one of your boobs.
Wiped out, and it's all their own stupid fault.
Why slap Elvis? That was rude. That was just a little.
Didn't even slap her sister. She was like, "Fuck this guy." He didn't even. He was the only person who didn't speak in that cutscene.
Fuck you in particular.
Elvis was the only person who didn't say anything there.
Goddamn Scots. Right, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Go,
When you say do your thing,
go play the game. Go win.
I'm so good at this.
Beat God.
Do we want to open with the special?
We could open with the special. Edna mode. Buddy, you can't brave and special.
Oh.
You should know this. This is chapter 5 of the Master Monica Manom.
It's been almost a year since I got this badge. Damn!
Oh, we have a fan.
See, this is why I told you not to turn it off the rotate. Don't do that. You'll fucking break it. Stop at everything you're doing. Jesus
I hate
Christ.
the fan blowing over my face every so often. It's annoying. Just let it blow into the room.
Oh my God. This is the reason the fan in the bedroom is fucked up and makes a noise, is because of you manhandling it.
No, it's because it's like 7 years old.
I did tell you to have a look for a new fan so that I could put it on throne.
I'll get one eventually. I have enough things. I'm sorting fences out currently, so we can barricade off a dog.
Perfection.
The world is dependent.
This is all married life is going to be, just one job after another with you just shouting.
Well, yeah, look at mum and dad.
Yeah.
Look at your mum and dad. Look at every
They
parent.
don't count.
Look at every parental figure in our life.
That's not too much.
She's a spirit.
Is that too much health? Yeah, it's quite a lot.
It's a lot of health.
Okay. What was the weaknesses? There's lightning and light.
Light.
That makes sense, but we don't know if that's like can absorb other stuff.
Yeah, she likely absorbs darkness. She didn't appear to absorb the wind from his special.
I'm wondering if we can spam disaster. Anyway, I forget. Oh, diabolism
Yeah,
is the tick damage, so we could do.
we have got a lightning.
So we could do some diamond blades. Remember, it costs HP to use, so.
Can do too.
Oh, Edna.
She got a
big
brave.
hit.
She got a brave point from that.
There you go. And we do have hunting still. And she
Yeah.
is a
Spirits,
spirit.
not
No.
a thing we get.
Still got sexy jazz going on.
I love Elvis's jazz.
Try more diabolism.
Let's try a file.
No big deal.
Okay, so she gets a brave point and counters physical. That kind of sucks.
I owe you one.
We can deal with that. That's fine.
Very well.
And she's defaulting. Is she?
She's at 3 repeat already.
Okay. Have we got anything that removes B? do.
No, not on this character. I feel like Adele might have had one, but
No, she's weak to light.
Magic as
Have some light. Flasher.
there's the dot. So attacking her with light didn't appear to do anything. So
Nothing special.
Primordial forces.
Does she have a resistance to Earth? She's
immune to earth and silence, unsurprisingly.
Okay. Well, we know.
Okay, so we can't use disaster, but we can use the Eroa.
Eroa.
Eroa? That's always the weirdest one. Eroaga, and it's like.
Mint era, actually. Spookaga.
Spokana. It must have been like a monk ability or something to remove VP, so she doesn't have it now.
Okay, that's not to worry.
Let's do it.
Ringa!
By the power of the underworld.
It could have gone badly actually because that looked like a very
It
dark.
did look dark base, but it didn't appear to do anything.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Soaring flourish.
Do something about this.
I think
that
she
stop?
just slow, probably slow. Wow.
Now's our chance.
Gotta love
Missed,
counter.
but
Oh, that's the silence. And Elvis is silenced.
it's alright, we can brave with him for a little bit until it wears off.
Okay.
Oh no, it's worn off because because Gloria, her passives.
Oh,
But
of
we do
course.
need a big heal.
Yes.
One big heal, please.
Sacred powers
Oh,
restored.
bye, Hope. See you in a
Bye,
bit.
Hope.
You got cheesed.
Right.
Aroga.
Maelstrom of magic assail you. Scatter my enemies upon your breeze.
Ow.
We've got the upper hand, guys.
Wow.
Oh, she's vulnerable to spears, and he's wielding a spear.
I think we could probably do from Gloria with A, a big heal, and B, another passive heal. Because of her counter
Another
seems to be she
regen.
hits everyone. But other than that, I think the Diabolism of like just sticking on some more Diabolize, like
Yeah, they've run out now. So.
just having a lot of tick damage, not bad. You won't be able to do 2. It's 2,500 HP.
Yeah.
What's a minor strike? You could do minor strike. Because we're low on HP.
I could do a diamond blade and a minor
Yeah,
strike
you
as
could
a
do
double.
that.
Get some. Here it comes.
Ooh, big hit.
8,000 damage. Now that's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
strat.
because he's got 9,000 HP
Oh, shit.
and he was on 1,000. It's like,
And slowed. Okay. That's fine.
oh, that's a big hit. And there's the big hit.
Out with a bang, of course. Oh. Well, that's fine. Right. Under control. You just take like a million years to do everything.
It's because I'm trying to do everything carefully.
No.
Holy spirits,
This is what a white mage does.
sacred powers.
This is their job. This is the reason they are employed in an army.
So whatever, I feel like she just did an ability there that was like, okay,
Ta-da.
everyone's gonna die.
That was a close one, eh?
Speed it up just a tad.
Thanks for bailing me out. You rang?
Okay. Time to die.
This is fit in a few hours. I hope we're not going to be fighting God in a few hours.
Oh, she's defaulting. I was like, why is it doing less damage now?
Yeah. She's got a big shield.
A goop shield.
Yes.
Nothing to worry
That was pathetic.
Very well.
Gloria, right.
It's a cool design element that her face mask also kind of looks like a cage.
Be healed.
You saved my bacon there.
All right then.
Okay. What else have we got? We've got minus strike and what's attempt to fill a target with, so they can't.
So they can't brave.
I
That
highly
stuff,
doubt.
that stuff never works on bosses
Yeah,
immune to dread.
that's fine.
Yeah, statuses never work on bosses. That always kind of annoys me in Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy and similar games do that all the time.
Yeah.
Of just like, we've given you all these statuses, but they never work on bosses. Ever.
Because it'd be too powerful, and it's like, well, why put them in the game if we can't use them? What is the point?
It's like a boss is the one time I'm really gonna want that ability.
Thanks for bailing me out. I'm back in the game.
Or just, oh nice, comeback kid.
Comeback
came
kid.
to head. Or give the bosses the ability and the sense to actually like, you know, remove these debuffs. Damn, that was
That was a good one.
a good bit of damage. Cinders didn't seem to be doing so much, so I was a bit skeptical about doing it, but Adele's were kind of hard and consistent.
Yeah, she probably does have just higher attack stat. Cool, thank you for subscribing. I didn't hear the alert go off, which is weird, but thank you.
We've got fan.
A tier 2 as well. Ah, thank you. Thank you for your kindness.
We've got a few friends here now, so I might as well do the little announcement that we are thinking of doing. Because you had spoken about community nights and putting up a server again
Yes.
or something, and we didn't really get like a massive sort
Yeah,
of
I mean,
feedback on the
I talked about it.
Starbound.
Yeah, I talked about it this week a lot with Core because Core was in chat quite a bit. I wanted to play Starbound, but no one else really seemed to give any enthusiasm on that. So I've ditched that idea, and we're probably just going to go back to Minecraft because Minecraft is the old reliable.
Yep.
And I did voice it on community night on Friday, saying that we were thinking maybe a modded Skyblock, and I got various oohs from people about a modded Skyblock. So that was considerably better reaction than before. So currently, Spook has had a little bit of time investigating mod packs.
Yes, I've been having a look at some of them that weren't Skyblock, because I feel like Skyblock can get kind of boring. It's like good in theory, but I feel like bad in practice, because somebody will no life it, and they will do most of the quests, and they will build most of the island. Then someone will come back on who's not been able to play a lot, and then they'll be like, oh, we've already Skyblocked. But I found something that is Skyblock-esque, something that has a similarity to it, but it's still normal Minecraft.
Yeah, because the thing I keep telling you, Hun, is that this community will no life it. You will not be able to stop them.
No, but it's like the whole point of Skyblock is that you have to do the things in stages to do all the quests. But if you come on one day and they've all been done, the only thing you can do in Skyblock is the quest. You can't be like, pause this now, I'm going to fuck off and go do my own thing of it. That is a lot of debuffs. What the hell just hit us with so many debuffs?
This is what happens when we're just talking in a boss fight.
It's
I think
fine, we have
I think
Laura.
that's like weakness to elemental damage by the looks of it, is what that symbol looks like.
It's fine, fine. But when you've got something that still has like normal Minecraft, like a world that you can go and do stuff in, you can kind of find your own things to do. So I have found something that is hopefully good. I'm not going to say what it is because I know these people. They'll be like, "Oh well, I thought I'd download it in advance of the server, and
So
I've
I
started a single
I
player,
can learn everything
and
there
I've
is to
already
learn."
done it."
Yeah. And also this thing that people always do when we say we think about doing something, and then 6 different people were like, "I started looking for you," and it's like, we're doing the research.
We're looking.
I appreciate the help, but it's a waste of your time because we have what we look for what we want. That was big, Jesus.
The horse cart.
Primordial forces consume you!
Because we also have to look at things like what edition of Minecraft it's in, and can we get a server up and running?
Yeah.
Not just can we download one, will it work?
Yeah, will it work? We have to do a lot of internal testing because we run things in-house.
Yeah.
Because running things in-house is free.
Yep. Ouch. Hit her back! Hit her back.
And again, as I said before, we're also going to be stricter this time with the giving out creative mode to build. I think we were very lax with that on the last server.
Well, everyone just got kind of bored towards the end. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, we might actually die.
Uh-oh.
It's fine.
Let's see now. This favor will not be forgotten.
Stab. It's annoying that keeps missing, and I don't quite know why.
I
It
don't
just
know.
does.
I don't know what stat it uses or what determines it.
I can really do. Oh, I've
Yes,
got
the Minecraft fever is coming back.
coming your way.
Process has begun.
I did find one that was a little bit more of like a kind of. I don't want to use the word hardcore because it's not. Because hardcore is a different. meaning,
Hardcore is
but
an actual thing.
It was.
Special.
Does that just greatly restores it. It was one of the ones where, you know, it's like you have to find little rocks on the ground and hit them together and
Oh,
it
that
does
old
stuff.
chestnut, yeah.
But those ones just like they take so long to get started.
They do,
They
yes.
get really boring to start up. So I was like, I want something that's either got a lot of RPG and action elements, or like
There's
progression.
all the debuffs. She cast a thing called Apocalypse or something. So she debuffs everyone so they take more damage, and then attacks them with a fuck ton of damage.
Thank you.
Yeah, so we don't necessarily want it to be hardcore because not everybody is actually into that.
Plus hardcore would suck because once you die, you're off the
Yeah,
server.
actual hardcore means you get kicked off.
Excuse me.
Look up Vintage Story. Core has mentioned this before.
I don't know what that is.
That's why he's telling you to look it up.
Okay, could you You can fill me in if you've talked about this before.
I mean, it's a game that looks a lot like Minecraft.
Oh, it's a different. I thought it was a mod pack. I was
No,
like,
no, it's
That's
a
what I'm
new
saying.
game.
Could, you know when you say stuff and you're like, cool, words mean things, and then I look to you and I go, what's that? And you go, well, he just said what it is. Words mean things, Blue! Words mean things! That needs to be a redeem for people, to be able to shout at you your own words of you saying, words mean things!
So words mean things should be a bingo thing, alright.
It should be something, yeah. Words mean things.
Words
Don't
mean
just
things
say
needs
shit.
to be
Can't
on-
just say shit.
Just say shit, yep.
Stupid. So what is this?
Your debt.
But Cool will be able to fill you in more, but it looks to be like another sort of Minecraft survival thing, but whereas like hardcore and survival modes are like tacked onto Minecraft, this one is a bit more sort of built in and tailored. And it's voxel based.
Okay.
Voxel based Minecraft but harder, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't look too much into it because
Tiny Island plus horror mods. I had thought of doing something like that, but you don't like horror.
I don't like
You don't like horror mods because you like it's scary.
It's scary. I was telling everyone on Friday the story about how when the door slammed shut the other night, and it woke you up, and you just sort of went, "Ugh." That was loud, and I went, "Ah, ah," and you were like, "It's okay, calm down."
The big inhale of.
I'm very easily scared. I'm skittish.
It's like that one time I knocked the bit of cardboard that you were using to keep the case of the fan open and knocked it into the fan, so all of a sudden it just started going, "Eh," and you tried to climb the wall from being asleep because you just don't react to things at all well.
I'm definitely on the flight.
Let us
part
send
of
in
the-
bits for the audio clip of words mean things. But yeah, that's what I meant. As a,
Oh,
not a
okay.
bingo thing. I want people to be able to shout it at you when you just start talking shit.
But I definitely fall on the flight part of the fight or flight spectrum. Okay.
I am a fight or flight bird. I am a penguin, but I'm also squared. Come back, kid. I have healed myself. I'm now going to wind you to death. I would really like to do another Pokemon Minecraft thing, but one that has structure. But I don't think such a thing has really been made. Like an adventure mode one, not a
Yeah.
survival mode.
No, I don't believe that exists.
Oh, there we go. Look.
Face change. Oh my god. Go outside.
No, I just thought, like, have they actually exposed a nip there? But it's like, no, they haven't.
What's they happen?
I mean, it looks pretty. That's pretty close. I'm not listening to a word you're saying, love. I'm too distracted.
Yes, I can never forgive them. Ever. That's why we're going to kill them.
I'm the comeback kid.
Yep. So where are we now? We halfway through or what? Yeah. That was about
Two-thirds.
half.
Spirits protect.
Have a regen, bud.
Ultra flare. Oh, good.
That did sod all.
We're in flare territory.
Much better.
For example, you can't mine mice right away. You have to progress your tech tree to be able to smelt copper and pick to mine. Yeah, so it's a little bit like some of the Minecraft mods, but it's built into the game. You remember those ones where it was like, you have to harvest tree leaves to find a silkworm, and then you have to put
Yeah.
the silkworm back into the leaves in order to get silk to make string.
I don't mind those. It's just I know for a lot of it's not everybody's cup of tea, and if it takes too long to get things started, people will just get kind of bored and then they'll just go away.
Yeah.
So,
No, I don't think we're suggesting for the mod pack. I think Cole's just suggesting
Oh,
it
yeah.
in general because he knows that you like that
I
kind
do
of
like that kind of stuff.
Now's our chance.
Stab it.
Oh, we were doing so well.
That's fine. Game over. Thank you so much for playing my game. So what's the options then? Are we going to go and grind? Is this a grind episode, or are we just going to respec and try again? What do you want to do?
I feel like maybe if we respect Adele into her stronger classes, we could be good. I don't know if we need both Adele and Simba to be a Hellblade.
What was she before?
She was barbarian monk, wasn't she? Or was she a swordmaster monk?
Swordmaster Ranger was what she was, but Ranger doesn't help
Ranger
us in this
isn't
one.
helping in this one because she's a spirit. So isn't there one in here that removes BP?
Delay next turn. Your defense. Random stat.
Okay, apparently not. Oh, is it thief that takes BP? Because it's a thief.
Rob blind, stealing. Snooze, lose, sleep target, go.
Steal courage. Steal. Attempt to steal a BP is a 50% chance to work. Probably not going to be. It takes 2 BP to cost.
Yeah, so you can't even like spam it. Okay, so probably not.
Probably
but we
not.
don't want Ranger a second because it doesn't help us in this. I think that's particularly.
Is it? Because wasn't there a combo that we had where it's like, on Barbarian there was Mindless Rage, but like Monk had a passive that was like, oh, you can't be berserked. So it was like, oh, we get the buff, the damage buff, but not the mindless.
No, there was a passive that Berserker had where. There was a passive we were putting on where you can't become berserked, but it doesn't actually do anything, which was a bit annoying. I suppose we'll go with Berserker just as secondary, but we need to change all of our equipment and stuff. Abilities.
So what are the
Can't
what are the
savvy,
specials?
Oh,
What are the specials?
More BP have more damage inflicted on regular attacks, and equipping the same type of weapon will activate sub-job specials, so we get some of the Berserker ones as well. Maybe we just build her as an attack character then.
I mean, that's what she's always been.
Yeah, I think we'll try with this. And we'll play Simba as his shield master thing,
Yeah, using some of his shield master
as
skills.
opposed to just
Necessary
doing damage.
preparations been made?
So that's how they've always been. There's no need to sort of like, break a, I can't think of the saying.
You can't break a saying.
Yeah.
Well done, Blue.
Like I said, I can't think of the saying.
Human snake. Me sick.
The world
Ah,
is depending on us.
Spirit magic. Okay, let's get some buffs on people. Regen on the Simbar. She's got a Minecraft sword.
It does look like one, doesn't it?
Go toe to toe.
Don't need to reinvent the wheel. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So on, so on. Yeah, something like that.
Irish are good for metaphors. It stops them from having to do
Here we are. All eyes on
Jazz time!
Breezy Blade coming your way.
Doesn't even have a voice line, just laughs maniacally.
Dickhead. Reprisal.
You saved my bacon there.
We shaved your bacon. Do that.
With a razor.
Benediction.
Increases restorative power.
We don't actually need that, if we're being brutally honest.
Her restorative power is so high.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She's just like, cure. And then they're cured and that's it. Let's go for the solid stance, I think.
Magic! She hasn't been identified.
We'll get to that.
It's so loud! There are classes in it. A Blackguard, for example, is good at fighting and can craft its own special armor, but requires more food, so it's a liability early on. Maybe based off the conversation I had with Rosa that one time, of we could try a skyblock, but like as a one-off thing, so not as a persistent server,
Yeah.
just for the evening.
So when everybody's there.
So everybody's there, you will take part in it, rather than put the server up and the spook says you come back a week later, someone's no life it and built the entire island by themselves.
Prepare to meet your maker.
So that was one suggestion that Rosa put forward, was having essentially 2 Minecraft servers, have one be a persistent.
Yeah, a bit.
Sorry, but
Having a bit.
one be a persistent Minecraft server that's up for the community constantly, and then Jesus, that was my fucking lunch. And then having one that I get up only for the stream. Oh, Jesus. What was in that chicken?
There's an awful lot of shit going on there.
Yeah, that's the problem with big boss fights like this.
Solid sense. Bring the users next turn more quickly. Or we can just
Attack a bunch.
Guess it's my turn.
That seemed okay.
yeah, did all right for just.
That's
just
a lot of
hit
hits.
it.
That's a lot of hits.
All the passives.
Meet your maker.
Be healed.
I'll take a hit and then
Nice
I'll
one,
hit you back.
Simba.
No, we don't need that. We will get Riser and
I don't
defend.
know if it would work well, but I've wanted to try Seal Stone. I'm guessing just by the names that's a similar concept to Skyblock, but instead of being in the void, you're either one, entirely surrounded by ocean, or two, completely surrounded by stone.
I've heard of the stone blocks.
Yeah.
They do look fun.
Become dwarf. Instead of having to build out everywhere, you have to mine out everywhere. That could be fun.
Yeah, because I think those maps tend to like put stuff for you to
Put
go and
stuff in there,
find.
yeah. Because the whole point of Skyblock is that it's based. The default Skyblock is literally you are just in a void, and then modern Skyblocks sometimes put in floating islands. But something like a stone block, it's like, well, they've edited the world to contain stone and stuff within that stone. So I know a lot of my friends pretty well, I would say, and I know that there's a decent chunk of my friends who can happily disassociate and just mine for like 5 hours.
Yep.
And then they come out of like it's like they're coming out of a trance, and they're like, oh, what year is it? I understand you would love any excuse to become a dwarf.
Yep.
Do you remember when we actually played that Minecraft game, just the three of us, and we were like, we're going to become dwarves, we're going to find a good location, we're going to set up base, and then we're going to try to spend as little time on the surface as possible.
Good fun. That was.
Yeah, we had a couple of farms on the surface, but we found like a massive fissure, and we were like, this is it, we're going to set up base in this fissure.
We had bridges going across the fissure.
Yeah, we set up like a big foundry. We were like, well, we got to get some lava flows in here. We had like chains coming down. Anyway, we did actually all right with that one. Abolish dwarves become kobold, they mine better. Exactly. Kobolds are better miners. That's a fact.
Oh, she's under 100,000 health. Ow, my foot.
You are about to witness my true power.
They're also better sailors, so they're just better Nostos. Okay, now you're definitely just trying to pick a fight.
But Stangy's not even here.
I don't even know what Stanley's doing.
No idea. Assuming he's busy this weekend.
He's doing something this weekend. I have no idea what it is though.
He's gonna be helping his sister with something. Stab it! Stab it!
Don't know if this will be for this week either. Obviously, we've got to go do all the sort of server testing, things like that.
Just know that it is in the works.
It is in the works. Hopefully, it will be soon. I said we would start looking at it after like the conventions were out of the way, and now. And we better not end up in this situation where people keep asking other mod packs to be added. And I know I'm saying that as someone who did ask for it, but even I knew, I was like, oh, this
My
is
PNG
actually-
can't turn to look at you unlike yours can, but it's like, the pot, the kettle.
Yeah, I know.
Could I just have the ability to get at my Arcanine, please? And then you just fucking flew everywhere. So you didn't even want it for Arcanine, because he's a dirty land dweller. You're like, what if I just flew? Flute?
the Mount Pokemon mod was required.
Chopco, you're not involved in this conversation.
Yeah. I don't mind adding them in at the start. It was when like we were 3 weeks in and it's like, can we change things? It's like, oh, that's really awkward to do. There we go. Let's skip this.
Shut up, booby lady!
Ow.
Oh. Okay, so we do just need to grind for a bit. Because she literally has a move where it's like, all of these attacks will just reduce you to 0 HP.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do about that though. I don't know how grinding is going to help.
Well, we're gonna go and grind.
Aight.
Aight? Because I know my special place and you can watch what I did for like a billion years. How do I bring up the... I would like to use a Tilly... So remember how we were saying how Final Fantasy's fucking annoying because it's like, we've given you a thing, you cannot use the thing. You turn me the fuck around, okay.
Yeah, I think this was one of those things when we first entered here. They were like, are you sure you want to go in here? Because you might not be able to turn back. This
just
takes
couldn't
us
go
back
from
to
that
the
room.
other room.
Okay. We're fine. Right. Where the hell are we?
We're in
vaguely-
Musa. There is a fast travel point at the entrance down there. There you go, that guy.
Yeah, you! Ugh. We want to go...
It was Rheimdall, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was right outside of Rheimdall.
It's the cave. The cave where they threw all the people.
The Cave of People.
And then they died.
Apparently there's a green thing here. I suppose we'll go and look at the green thing. What is the green? The green is report back to the letter woman at night.
It is not nighttime.
There's time in this game.
It doesn't come up very often. Grind and search for class mixes, I guess. If you've got classes that can stop themselves from being killed on 1 HP.
I mean, I thought we had counter savvy on everyone for like that, but I suppose it's only physical attacks, so
Yeah.
that's probably why.
So that thing that she hit us with wasn't countering. Those were just her. That was just her turn. Counter savvy is in response to people doing counter attacks on you.
Yeah, but she does counter stuff as well.
Yeah, but that's not the thing that killed us.
Right, so, Gerbs.
Job.
You're okay as that. The first job you need is an Oroku.
Oh yeah, we have actually gained a lot of classes that we just haven't used. Ice.
Stab.
We have to stress test the mod pack first, so we should let me and PK on it for a few hours before we make it live, work out all the crashy things. To be honest, if there was anyone I would give it to stress test, it would be Rosa. Rosa knows Minecraft really well.
And she has no life, apparently. So she's like, I'm going to play Minecraft now for about 48 hours today. What? That's
What?
not even a thing.
Be ready for this.
Our quest must go on.
Now this is interesting.
Right. Well, if we're doing grinding, then this is now just chatting with extra steps.
Yep. So you better think of some fun stuff to talk about then, love.
Yeah. We need to talk. We gotta talk together, chat. Conversation. It's Thor.
This is what I was doing most mornings before I went to work.
Mm.
Ooh, a bouncy chair.
Don't. It's not a bouncy chair. It's not supposed to do that. You bending the metal.
Oh, metal.
I'm not. I'm far too brittle. You've heard how my bones snap. There was a bird there that ran away.
You're talking bad about yourself.
True, but also I seem to crash the server more often than not.
That is because you fuck off to, like, nowhere land.
Yeah.
Spawns at 0-0, cores like that's not big enough numbers.
Nah.
I've
Yeah,
gotta fuck
I feel
off.
like we need to actually put that as a server rule of just like, do not go further than 20,000 blocks out, please.
And core will go 20,000 blocks out. It'll be like, there you go. I didn't go further than.
Yeah. So on the Pokemon, you guys, I mean, it wasn't just Core. To be fair, on the Pokemon server, it was Stangy and Calamity literally went opposite directions, and they both went super far away. And so when they were both on at the same time, and then everyone else was in the center, it was like, oh my fucking god, stop.
Christopher fucking Columbus over here.
Y'all made me the exploratory guy. What did you expect? Oh yeah, that was on the first one, not the Minecraft.
Okay, what's the plan? Right on the map. Alright, on to the next one.
We've got to stay focused.
Well, we won't be having that on this one. The first one, we tried to make like teams and guilds, and we didn't really end up sticking to that much.
Nah, not really.
It guided people a little bit at the start on what they wanted to make, but it we just became very friendly is the thing, you know? Just like, you know, oh, have this and you can have
To
this.
play my trump cards.
It's just an idea, but yeah, we probably won't do teams again.
It's time to get serious.
I'll never forget this little
Oh, I just realised I'm doing this wrong.
What do you mean you're doing it wrong?
Squeal bip bip bop bip biddle biddy lip bip bobbity bibbity bibbity.
Oh, JP up. Right.
That's my moseying along song.
Yeah, I hear you do it a lot.
Moseying along.
He likes to do the squiddlies.
There we go.
We are on chapter, Yeah, exactly, we're on chapter,
Chapter 5 of 7.
Right.
Want to see what I can really do?
Which is why it was the question of like, are we gonna fight God? Of just like, well, we're not at the end, so this isn't the. We know it's not the final boss, but. That's why I wonder if it's gonna pull a 6 on us and be like, we get there, the Knight's Nexus comes out, actually destroys everything and makes the world awful. We then have to go through, you know, the world of darkness for a bit, and then we win. We have to lose before we can win.
Let me see.
We had a pretty nice economy going, and then Naren went fuck it and introduced the Industrial Revolution. I loved that train. It was one of those things of like, yeah, we can teleport from all of our places, but train.
I think that's just another thing as well with Minecraft of like, we've got all these mod packs that add things, and it's like, well, I don't need a mini map because I got one. I don't need to work on maps because I just have maps.
Yeah.
You know, you've got teleportation, it's like, so you don't really need any of your traveling around stuff. And
Yeah, but sometimes it's fun anyway, as illustrated by Naren, of like, yeah, we can teleport, but he built a train line anyway, and then everybody used the train line, and it's like, this is fun.
Yeah, but if it became
And then-
main
and then-
transport, then it's like, well, I can't use the train because someone else is currently using the train. It's like, well, I need to get there. Like, I'll just use the teleport. I think the mod pack in and of itself was like playing with creative mode on, even if you weren't playing with creative mode on. It's like, well, I can just teleport wherever I want to, more or less, or anywhere that I sort of need to. Tap the dog.
Sir Sloan?
This was the little hole that I came running around in, because the enemies will spawn while they're off camera. I'll turn the sound down for us, look, because this gets boring pretty quick. Unless you want to put Spotify on or something for people to listen to. Because this is literally just...
Yeah, if we're gonna do, that's a genuine question, chat. If we're just gonna do grinding and it's gonna be this over and over, would you rather I mute the game and we put music on, just for something different to listen to?
Here I go. On to the next attack. All right.
Allow me. How very satisfying.
Want to see what I can really do?
What's your 4th level spell for your wet man? He's not a wet man! Oh.
By what definition is he a wet man?
You don't call him a wet man!
Or was that Greater Invisibility? Yes,
Yeah, Greater Invisibility is
is a 4th
fourth.
level spell. Makes Oswald wet.
So he's not a wet man. We literally have a fisherman. You're literally a sailor. Why Spook the wet man?
Oh my wet.
Hey, you wet.
Very well. Another foe vanquished. It's time to
I don't have a preference either way on the sound. Fair enough. Oh yeah, we have D&D today. Have you even been reading the group chat, Core? Evidently not.
Do you read? Oh,
Should get out of bed! Wait.
Yeah. Judges
No,
based on time
yeah,
zones.
I got this. This is a thing I've done now. World clock. Okay, it's 10. It's 10 in the morning on a Sunday. That's understandable.
Philadelphia.
It's close.
Is it in the same time zone?
Yeah, it's the same
Okay.
time zone.
Who's next? Hardly worth
So yeah, 10 a.m. on a Sunday is perfectly valid.
Check the cheese county.
There's
Fuck, that took you a while, Blue.
to ours.
Blue's brain
Because I'm
working slow.
British and I was like, but Cheddar Gorge is in England.
He's from Wensleydale.
All Americans here from the same state.
Time to get serious.
Yeah, state of depression.
It's called America.
Okay then.
Didn't Calamity move though?
What to the next stage of grief or?
Okay then.
Yeah, Calamity was in Philly, but they moved to be with their sweetheart. There's no cheese and crackers in prison, Croft. God damn it.
There's a new Final Fantasy Tactics game's coming out.
Another
Or
step in the
linked
right
me a video.
I don't think it's new. I think it's a remake of the first one for the Switch.
Is everything a remake?
Because new ideas are hard, apparently. Yeah, it's for the Switch too, but apparently it is going to be ported to Steam. Yeah, I think it's just the first one. It's just Final Fantasy Tactics. There's no
If I
tagline.
want to play War of the Lions, I'll just download the ROM for it. I'd rather play an original than a remake. It's like, this is why the game was loved.
Yeah,
back in
it's
the
a
day.
remake of the original Tactics. I mean,
Ah.
to be fair though, the Pixel remasters were good.
Let me see.
I would play the Pixel remasters because the quality of life and the changes in them were good, of the increased XP gain and fast forward. So those were good remakes, but
They're not justification that all
it's
companies should just remake
no,
games.
No, that's what I mean. I was, if you let me fucking finish.
You never let me finish. You talk over me because you're rude. Your mother never taught you properly. I was taught never to interrupt people, but you always talk over because your brain works so fast that you're like, I'm gonna get it out of my face real quick.
If your
before I
mother
forget."
taught you not to interrupt people, then you're a very naughty son because you don't listen to her.
I don't listen to her for different reasons because she just talks crap. My mum just has to go off on a story about telling you what the weather was like and what she was wearing, what the person across the street was doing while this was going on, and what happened an hour before, and what she said on the phone call to the last person she was with. And by that point, you're like, "The fuck are you talking about, you stupid woman? What is this story about?"
Anyway, I was saying that they were
No
very.
one cares, blood.
It's a very rare occurrence that they are a good remake. Anyway, guys, they're getting married in 2 months. Indeed. Yeah.
Go and talk to a woman and lie to her and say, "Yes, I'm not doing this against my will."
We literally had a conversation today with his mum and John about the fact that no, he is not allowed to joke in the registry office when they say, are you being forced to do this against your will? He's not allowed to be like, haha, aren't we all? It's like, no, they will take you seriously. This is a legally binding ceremony. You have to be serious for 5 minutes.
That's alright, I'll just tell her that. I'll say, "I've been told I have to say yes because this is a legally binding covenant."
We all have our weaknesses. We all have our
I'm here literally freaking out of like, oh my god, I'm going to get these questions genuinely wrong because I'm stupid.
Blue overthinking a yes or no question.
I plan on picking it up when it drops, fair enough. I suppose there is a degree as well of like accessibility for some people.
See, if I didn't have a day job, I would just stream these kind of games. But I do have a day job, so when I come home, I like to sit in my pants
Yes.
and play games that I played 20 years ago to remember what happiness was like.
Isn't he cheerful, everybody?
Okay then, on to the next one.
Stab.
Suppose our readventures nearly.
Officer Blue, do you love him? Yes.
I think.
It's not the yes or no questions. It's like when they just pull out something like, "What's his middle name?" And even though I know your middle name, my brain's gonna go blank, and I'm gonna be like, hang on, I know this one.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? The same way I see myself now, in mirrors and reflective surfaces. How do you feel? I get my hands and I go like this.
And also, you pointed out a couple of days as well when we were talking that out of the entire friend group, we are legitimately the only people who have the potential to even have kids.
I'm going to say the potential to be related to one another then. I was
What?
like, that's not how England works, that's
What?
Iceland.
Why
I don't know why.
not?
Time to play my trump cards.
Yes, children is on the cards.
Continue on our way.
Because Blue has had another nephew. Well, has had a nephew, another.
Yeah.
Another. Fling?
Niefling?
Niefling? Is that
That baby tiefling.
I remember Dad told me the word for it. I can't remember. Is it a nief? It's a niefling. Yeah. My nieflings.
I don't know. I don't know.
My nieflings loyalty
I
and
don't
glory.
care. I don't care enough to remember.
I thought there was a word
I
for
just
it, like
need-
siblings.
Everyone just goes niece and nephew because no one can be bothered to remember what the other word is.
They're nieflings now.
It's just a
You've had
niece and
another
nephew.
niefling.
Yes, I have a niece and now I have a nephew. I did tell everybody this week. We have
Nibbling. Nibbling's worse. What are you doing?
Nibbling is
I'm
worse.
nibbling on these crackers. They are delicious.
So that's the reason no one uses it. It's not that people can't remember it. They just look at the word and go, shit, we're just going to stick to niece and nephew.
My Fifth Amendment rights, yeah. I'm enacting the American Fifth Amendment rights.
Oh, yeah, I remember now because we said, yes, my nibbling from another sibling.
It's so dumb, isn't it?
This is gonna be fun.
Yes, unfortunately, he is plagued with a very stupid father who's been like, this is a good name.
Oh, God.
Young Zane.
Oh, I actually can't believe my brother is the kind of person who has actually named his child Zane. I'm sorry, family, if you end up seeing this, but I do think it's a bit of a weird name.
No.
It's not spelled with a Y.
No,
it's
Z-A-N-A.
no, it's Z-A-I.
Oh, Z-A-I.
Zane.
Kane. Kane would have been a sick name. We know that name.
Yeah, spelt like that.
And Zane.
Ava and Zane. They literally.
Ava's a nice name.
Ava's a nice name. I like Ava.
Ava's a good name. But he's been saying for a while, he was like, I want a name that begins with Z.
He's-
And we all
yeah,
just went, why?
He said he has said for many years that he wanted a name that began with Z, and then probably for about the last 2 years he was like, if we have a boy, I'd call him Zane. And even though the entirety of the family went, don't, he did anyway.
Yeah. This was definitely not a democratic naming of the child.
To arms. Your tale ends
I wonder what his nickname's gonna be. It's always very important when you're talking about boys. Boys will always have nicknames. They just do. Andrew gets shortened to Andy.
What's the thing? If your name is short enough, it doesn't get shortened.
Or if it has like weird syllables. Craig is another one. Can't really
Yeah,
shorten.
it doesn't get shortened. So the Craig,
Unless
Craig,
it's
Craig didn't.
Cray.
Yeah,
That
no.
sounds kind of
No.
dumb.
Yeah,
so
Craig didn't get nicknames.
mine always got shortened to And. Not Andy.
Just And.
And.
Well, by that logic,
Last And.
Zane could just be shortened to Z.
Yeah.
Some people, so you may have friends that just call him Z.
They blindsided us.
Or he has to do something spectacular or dumb to get a nickname.
Yeah. The kind of nicknames that are like titles.
Yeah. And then everyone goes, why do they call him that? And it's like, because he's a twat or because he's a legend, you know.
We've got the upper hand, guys.
Let me
Probably
see.
pronounce Zay or Z. No,
Oh,
Zay,
no.
Zay sounds weird. I think they would probably just go with Z.
His nickname's going to be like from Arthur, ZW. Remember DW, his sister. ZW. ZW at.
Yeah, so those are his initials.
Want to see what I can really do? Do nicely.
There's that something to think about is that his friends he's going to go to school with also being born, or have probably been born because he's going to be like one of the youngest in his class. Been born in June. like Tom.
That's true.
My mate Tom's the youngest of our friend group. So for all these months that she's been pregnant, his friends have been being born. Huh? Go to school with him. These are the kids that he's going to grow up with.
And he's really little as well.
He's mega
He's a
tiny.
little bit. He's very small. Oh no, he's the
He's
young.
probably the size of Pancake.
Biggest
Pancake for scale.
It's like in this room. It's not even hard to grab a plushie that's bigger than Zane, and I don't even have to reach for Archer. I could grab Cloud, and he's bigger than Zane.
Yeah. Teeny tiny little baby.
Time to play my trump card.
It's the bird.
Now you've made me mad.
Oh, Adele's actually kind of fucked. What's going on there?
He's got Reflect on.
There is no need for
Very-
mindless heroics.
Using healing.
Oh, that's why.
Oh, she's overloaded.
Equip recommended because I don't really care all that much. Might do a bit better if they've got some proper equipment on. Give that a go.
It's time to get serious.
Yes, of course, your brother is deeply hoping that Zane is going to be like the next Premier League footballer / racing driver.
Retreat is sometimes
He's into
the
his
wisest
sports. Son's only 3 days old, and he's already like, oh, I can't wait to go back to the gym. Lovely brother. I feel like I need to specify.
love my brother.
I do love my brother deeply. It's just very easy to make fun of people.
Time to play my trump card.
It's going to be great with him having both a son and daughter because he's going to come to you and be like, this is a problem that I've been having. My two kids fighting, you're going to be there going, Oh, so Zane was being a dick. God,
Yeah.
bet that was awful. Who could have foreseen?
Yeah, so does he do that thing where he trips his sister up and then sits on him? Yeah, I wonder where he gets that from.
Who would have thought that your son would be an asshole, Craig? Where does he get it from?
Is Zane just the British version of Kyle? Absolutely not.
No, we've had some Kyles over here.
Did you see that?
I'd say Kyle is not a common name, but I'd say
No.
it's common enough that you still meet Kyles. What is the Kyle equivalent over here?
Dave. No,
And
not
the
Dave.
Daves I've met have been boring. My granddad was Dave. They're not like
It's time to get serious.
wild people. See, I would say Jack, but again, that's only based on
That's
your
based off
Jack,
one person that
which
you
is
know.
not really.
Jack definitely falls in the outlier territory, okay? Normal people are not like Jack.
It's Craig. Because my Craig's a bit. Does some mental stuff.
And so does
Your
Craig
brother.
Dunning.
It's Craig. See, Dunno. It's Craig, isn't it? Oh
Crazy
my god.
Craig.
Craig is the British Kyle.
But, yeah.
Because your brother's done some mental stuff as well, even if he doesn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
It'll just be like, oh, it was Jack's fault. And it's like, you can keep hanging
Is
out
it,
with
yeah, is it
him,
Jack's your best friend, though?
and you keep doing the things that he says, even though they are dumb. So it's not all his fault.
It's time to get serious.
You may not. Jack may be the one who broke his arm, but you were there with him.
Yeah, you were a part of it.
We are not finished yet.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
Nothing to worry about.
And they have said that is the last of their kids, so it's your job now to continue the family bloodline. No pressure, love.
Play my trump card.
What?
What?
What do you mean?
Well.
Craig's literally had 2 kids.
Yeah, but he's finished. So now you gotta do the other side. So that the tree can continue to grow.
We're not trying to recreate John's family tree here, alright?
You're certainly not trying very fucking hard.
No. In this economy?
That's the thing, if we have enough kids, then we can send them all off to work when they get old enough.
That's
and
what
then
it-
live off their money.
That's what the conversation keeps falling back to, though. It's just this in this economy.
To play my trump card. Oh, beats the dust.
Time to get serious. Sorry.
Well, it was just a bit fun, did you?
Need to get partner before we can consider something like that.
Blue's literally getting married and she's still looking for a partner. What the?
Twitch partner.
Funny joke.
It's just thinking. It's just the sound it makes when he pulls on his drive. His gravel drive suck. Yeah. Yeah, and so we had the conversation of like, oh yeah, in our friend group, the only people even remotely likely to have a kid is us.
I think so.
That was a piece of cake.
Because it's like one of those things where you now, as you narrow it down step by step, it gets smaller and smaller. Of like, you know, people who are into a relationship, who are, you know, are aligned, you know, people who aren't like gay or, you know, lesbian like girls and stuff. It's like, well, you're probably not going to have kids. Then you got people where it's like, well, you're not currently in a relationship, so that's not going to happen. And then you have the people who are in a relationship who don't want kids. And then you have the people who are in a relationship who physically can't have kids. Then you get to us.
Then you get to the people who want a dog.
Oh yeah, the people who are in a relationship and could have kids but have opted to get a dog instead. And the dog is now their child. And then there's us.
That's like, right, well, I'll see you later, everyone. Bye.
Well, that's what I mean. Of like, well, then you get to the people who are in a relationship but don't want kids. That's where Das and Stacey fall. You get to the people who are in a relationship but physically can't have kids, and then you get to the people who could have had kids but opted for a dog instead. And then there's us. Real question is, when you have kids, is it going to be a nest or a den? Both. Nest
That's just
in
a,
den.
That's just a den covered in crab.
No, you have the nest in the den.
Baby, in nest, in den.
In den. Yeah, baby in the nest, nest in the den. Den in house. Baby in the house, in the nest, in the den.
All of your plushies, you're going to have to go into the baby room when it comes. You'll have to give them all up. You'll be allowed
I
them.
think that's how it's going to work now.
They won't belong to you anymore. Baby will be like, these are our plushies.
No, it means that I get to get more plushies under the excuse that they're for the baby.
Even though they'll spend an awful lot of time in your office.
Yeah. Well, let's be real. If I'm still doing the same job, which I would like to do, because I enjoy it very much, you know, the baby's going to be in my office with me all the time anyway, because I'm going to be here working from home. So, you know, baby streams, we're going to end up being those people.
We weren't kidding when we said we're going to put them kids to work straight away.
Let me see.
Okay then. Right on to the time to play my trump.
You little bitch!
That's when I'll really hit my single player RPG era, because they're the only games that you can pause and put down. Can't be playing MMOs and raiding dungeons if I gotta go, wait, sorry guys, the baby's woken up. That's when we really get the single player RPG of just pause, put on words on stream. Gotta go for 30 minutes, people. Baby needs feeding. And then we put it back to sleep and we come back and we go, oh, yes, they're asleep.
I hit them with a brick until they shut the
I feel like I would be the uncle that teaches kids bad words, but I also think Spook is way ahead of you. Not only is Spook ahead of you, but Stanji's ahead of you, and Kay's ahead of you, and most of the Fisher family are ahead of you.
A lot of swearers in our
Yeah.
group.
Very colourful language your family uses.
Yeah. Sometimes there's no better way to get the message across other than fuck off.
That's what how Billy Connolly says, isn't it? Fuck off doesn't mean go away. Fuck off means fuck off. He will fuck off. Off he will fuck.
Fuck off, be hinted.
Everyone okay?
Right, you take over for a bit.
Is he
All you do
busy?
is get into a fight, press X and then A, and they'll do the thing. Don't mess it up. If you mess it up, you're doing the rest of it on your own.
While the iron's hot.
Guess it's my turn.
XA.
There you go, and it does 4 attacks. This is all I did in the morning. I had memes on my phone. Tried to go to my happy place.
I still love that you do that. Of like, you'll be sat at your computer and it will be like, time to watch memes. Pulls out phone. Like, you have a computer with YouTube. Ooh,
Yeah, but if
we
I-
got goulash.
But if I see something that I want to save, I don't want to save it to my computer. I want to save it to my phone. So that I can, you know, chastise people with it and can just forward it straight onto them.
Now you've made me mad.
Spook is in that middle ground between boomers and millennials.
Yeah.
Where it's like he'll look at memes, but he won't have like an Instagram account and send people Instagram links. He'll be like, I'll right click and I'll save it, and I'll save it to my phone, and then I can send it to people. And it's like you're making so many unnecessary extra steps.
Because there's nothing worse than when I'm sat with someone and they're like, "Oh, I saw something really funny. Let me get my Instagram account out." And it's like, I already don't want to speak to you anymore. I'd rather you just jumped out the window, if I'm honest, because now you're going to go back through loads of boring bullshit that I don't care about to find one thing that's no longer going to be funny because the moment's gone. Because I can just look through my phone and just find my meme things. Find my little folder of memes of the really, really funny stuff that I saved. And it's like, doesn't matter which one I show you, they're all fun. Because I wouldn't save them all.
Have acquired a bean juice. Enjoy your bean juice. Slightly off topic. Oh. Did you happen to see the Tidus card? I did, actually. I didn't realise that was his last name.
Want to see what I can really do?
Yeah, the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering set has been out, so there's been a lot of people talking about that. Is that actually what it says? Because nice. Is that actually what it says, or is that like one of those things where, well, because it's the German card, it's just like a funny translation? Yeah, Blitzball ass.
We must make the most of this opportunity.
I've been grinding Vampire Survivors recently to get all of that stuff finished.
I noticed you had been. I asked Calamity because when we raided into them, they were playing it once, and I was like, "Is there a new DLC drop or something?" Because Stalk's been playing this.
I've very nearly finished everything on it again that I want to do.
Yeah, so you've been playing it. You've got your Vampire Survivors to a point where you can AFK in that game.
Whoa.
You don't really play it. You start it, and then your screen has a seizure for 20 minutes. If I load up my Vampire Survivors, I still have to actively play it.
It's a rite of passage that is for Vampire Survivors players, not having to play the game.
Getting to the point where you don't have to play.
It's just a fill-in at the moment, a little box-ticking exercise because of...
Stop running away!
Why you suck?
I assume it's a funny translation, but yes, it was printed like that. Oh my god.
Time to play my trump card.
A game that I should really pick up again would be Ogre Tactics. Because I started it, and then my brain just went, I'm not really in the mood for this at the moment. And I just stopped. Get back into that one in my free time.
Yeah, why not?
It's a fun game. It's just, I think it's because I keep looking at it and going, it's not Final Fantasy Tactics. And there's bits from Tactics that I liked that this doesn't have, and I want them to be there. And it's like, I gotta stop thinking like that. Enjoy the game for what it is.
You think about that with almost every game you play.
Yeah.
So that was why I was like, you should get into game dev and coding, because even before you did that, almost every game you play, including things like D&D, you were like, I'm enjoying this, but it could be better.
Yeah. There's something about it that I wish it did different.
Very well.
I want to get back into my world building as well, but just too many things to do.
There's genuinely too many things to do. We have a lot going on. Go be kind to yourself. We have a lot going on.
Good when the wedding's over.
Yeah.
I can start ignoring this bitch in my ass. Back to your den.
Yeah, we can go. What are you going to do when the wedding's over? We'll go back to how we were before the wedding, which is he comes home from work, he gives me a little kiss on the cheek, I go, hi love, how was work? And he goes, crap, and then he goes and has a shower and we don't talk for 3 hours.
Yeah. Until I go, where's my dinner, bitch? Where's my dinner?
And then we have dinner together, we sit and watch TV for half an hour to an hour, depending on what we're watching, and then he goes, right, fuck off. And he goes back to his office for another 2 hours and then he goes to bed. That's what it's like, and that's the key to a healthy relationship, everybody, is that you ignore each other. But to be fair, even when we started dating, you did make it clear of like, I enjoy my own personal space. And I was like, okay, I will try to remember that.
I grew up alone, so I like being alone.
He likes having his me time. If I go in and pester him every single day, he'd get annoyed at me. And for a while he did, and then I stopped because I realised he was getting annoyed at me. Because he likes his space.
Here I go.
Very well.
Day later after the wedding is the existential dread that you're legal now.
Time to play my trumpet.
We will officially be the next of kin. You're being nosy about the neighbours again.
Yeah, there's a guy attacking his car, trying to open it. Oh yes, it has a button to open it. Correct, sir. Oh god, I have been thinking about what game to play next as well.
Yes, well we want a smaller game.
Yeah, because I found a lot of big games that I want to play, but
It takes so long.
they take too long for us because we only play them once a week.
Yeah, smaller games.
Keep looking through like the PlayStation library and stuff of like, oh, I should try this.
I mean, you wanted to play Ape Escape, didn't you?
Ape Escape's on there. I think it might be Beautiful Joe next though.
Fair. Beautiful Joseph.
Good fun game.
Yeah,
that.
because the thing was that we did say that, like, oh, because they were made by the same studio, we do, like, Beautiful Joe and Okami, but Okami is an RPG, so it's a longer game.
And you played it recently.
Played a bit of it recently. Okami is one of my chill games on rare occasions when it's, like, 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I don't want to go to bed. I'm not in the mood to hang out with people, I just want to relax. So sometimes I'll play Okami. What did I miss in the D&D server? We were mostly talking about level ups.
And the loot.
Yes, make sure you've done your level ups. Although you're a fighter, so your level up is to hit harder, I guess.
I need to heal after this.
Just nothing. Nope. Still standing. Okay, what's the plan?
So weirdly enough, the point of this training is not for the job levels, because we kind of like the jobs that we do have. We just need more numbers to kind of stay in the fight longer, basically. So it is
So
kind of
yeah,
the
so it's,
experience.
it's more about our actual level, not our job level. We've got to level 70 now.
So we're getting there. We leveled. Have to do math. Feck, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
think
don't have to do math. You have to roll a dice. You need to roll your hit. You need to roll your hit dice, and that's it because you're a fighter.
We must make the most of this opportunity.
it's very depressing when you're playing a spellcaster and it's like, I leveled up and I've got access to another spell, and you have to look through all the spells and look at all the spells you don't get. Like, oh, it's very sad. Very sad. Very sad.
Although, cool with you, I suppose it should be like you need to fill in the rest of your sheet.
Yeah.
I think Kay almost had a mental breakdown looking at your character sheets.
That was so funny. It was like, oh, I can manage two characters at the same time, and then he just got a piece of paper that just said cause, character, fighter, and he was like, oh my god, help me, please.
He hasn't picked his subclass, he hasn't put in any of his attacks. What the fuck is this? Filled in most of it. Yeah, after we shouted at you.
Cause character sheet was a sticky note. That was brilliant.
Got the upper hand, guys.
Birds. Bird out.
It's the way they walk so slowly forwards, but then they run away at like max speed.
Oh, yeah, did you tell them about Pokemon cards? Pokemon card game we did.
No, actually, I didn't tell them. You tell them the story. Tell
Blue,
them the story.
Blue was getting sad many moons ago. She was like, I don't see you very much. I only see you once for stream. We don't get to hang out. I get very sad. And it was like, okay, we're going to have sofa time then.
We now have sofa time.
Sofa time. We haven't done it for a few Saturdays.
Because
gone,
we've been
busy
busy.
doing stuff. But
Yeah.
Saturdays was going to be our day. So we just sit on the sofa and I'd play something either on the Switch
Either
or
or the laptop.
on the laptop. And then you would
Yeah.
do something else.
Yeah, well, sometimes you would play a game on the laptop and I would play the Switch as well.
Yeah.
But the important thing was, one, we were getting away from the computers, and two, spending time together.
Yes. And the game that she was like, we should play Pokemon trading card game. We both liked the game. So you played Girls Whisper.
It's not supposed to be that way round. Ow!
Yeah, has. It's true. Oh, you killed the bird!
I got a bird!
Get a lot of XP from that and
Yeah.
stuff. It's very good. But yeah, we were playing a trading card game. And we said to make it a little different from how we normally play it, because I always just go for the Squirtle deck.
Yes,
and
because
you
the
always go for Squirtle deck.
the original Game Boy TCG Pokemon is available on the Switch on the Game Boy emulator that they have on there.
So we beat. I don't know if it was the tutorial. I think it must have been the tutorial, because then you get your first like packs that are random, and it's like these will contain something. And we said whatever the first stage 3 that we come across from packs is, that is going to be the deciding factor of what our deck is going to be based around.
Yeah.
So if we get a Blastoise, then it's like, right, we're doing a Squirtle deck, aka we're doing a water deck. If we get like a, Victory Bell, then it's going to be a grass deck, and we're going around that. First Pokemon that we got of stage 3 was Pidgeot.
No, it was Dragonite.
Oh, it was Dragonite.
We got Dragonite.
Yeah.
We were like, oh shit.
Yeah. So we had no Dratinis, we had no Dragoners, but we had the Dragonite. So we were like, okay, so we've got to basically work to beating the final elite 4.
Yeah, it was,
not the
yeah,
Elite
it was
Four,
like
Grandmasters,
very
with a Dragon
yeah,
deck.
very minor challenge of just like this is what we have to build our deck around. So we have as quickly as possible get to the point where we can use the Dragonite with the Dratinis and then build the deck around that.
So it developed it from just the Dragon deck into the Dragon Bird deck.
Yeah, it was a flying deck was what we went for.
So the final deck didn't include Pidgeot, because throughout the whole game, even after we
Start
finished
to
it,
finish.
we did not get a single Pidgeotto card. We had 6 Pidgeys, and I think we had 2 Pidgeots, and no Pidgeotos.
But yeah, as Spook says, it became bird deck, so we had Doduo, Dotrio, Spearow, Fearow. We put Psyduck and Golduck in there, and that ended up being clutch. We had Aerodactyl, and he made an appearance at the end as well.
Who else did we have? Who was? We had a Farfetch'd.
We had a
Farfetch'd. Few moments. We didn't put any of the legendary birds in because they required.
No, we had Articuno.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we had Articuno.
We had Articuno because
it
it was essentially a colourless deck, and Aerodactyl, even though it was a rock type, didn't require any rock energies. And then, as I said, we had Psyduck and Golduck, which only used like a couple of water.
Yeah, and Dragonair and Tina, I think had
a
like
couple
one
of
water.
as well. So we were like, okay, it's a flying deck with water as a slight secondary. So we did put a Articuno.
Yeah, and it was so good that we managed to sweep the Grandmasters and Roland,
The final
boss, in one save. We didn't have to.
We didn't have to save scum of like, oh, we lost. Reload the save, try again. We just won.
Just won all the way through, and it wasn't like we swept them to the point where it wasn't fair. We won with 10 HP on a Pokemon.
There were 2 instances where we were like, we're gonna lose, and then we pulled it back.
It was really, really fun.
It was really fun and really clutch. It was just
really fudge.
Yep, fun.
Faust.
It was fun and it was clutch because as I said, there were 2 times we were like, nah, he's got us, and then like a coin flip would go bad for him and a coin flip would go good for us, and we were like, we're pulling it back. We're pulling it back.
Was the other fun one that you came up with? Quast. Quick and fast.
Quick and fast. Quast.
Gotta go Quast.
We gotta talk so fast and so quick that you combine those 2 words together.
You heal the poison off these people because they are sick.
Yeah, it was really fun, and so we built the deck together and played together. There were a few instances where it was like, I was trying to do something, you were like, actually do this, and then vice versa as well, where you were like, we're going to use them, like, wait, no, do this and then do this.
We were moving towards decking one of the opponents out because they had a Kangaskhan as their just their tank of like, it doesn't do much damage.
The front runner Pokemon of
While I put loads of energy on all the other Pokemon that are going to kill you, I'm just going to keep Kangaskhan out, and they just had 1 energy on him, and he has the move Fetch, so he gets to draw an additional card.
And we thought it was probably one of those things where it's like a real person might stop, but something in the AI was evidently telling it of like, oh, well, I have a thing with this move, so I'm going to keep using it.
Yeah, and it wasn't until it got down to like less than 15 cards that he then stopped using Fetch. But I was like, fuck it, I'm just not going to attack. You've got to retreat because you have to draw 1 card a turn. You've been drawing several cards, so you've been milling your own deck, and now you're like, oh shit, I don't want to do this anymore. So that's tough.
Yeah, and then at one point we put out Articuno, who has Blizzard, which can do damage to the bench.
Yes.
And we were like, now what?
Now you've got problems. So It was going well.
It was pretty good.
Really good fun.
Yeah, and we had the clutch save from Golduck a couple of times because Hyper Beam lets you remove an energy.
Yeah.
So
we could lock them
the
down.
enemy will literally just like attach an energy, and then it's like, cool, I need one more energy to do my attack next turn, and we were like, cool, remove the energy, and they're like, so now I need to attach 2 more. I can only attach 1 per turn, and we were like, nah, remove that one as well. So they were just unlocked of like constantly like they can't get the energy to do their attacks because we're getting them to discard their energy.
Get an RP skill. What's your RP skill? What's called playing again? Is it Samurai?
Roleplay skill.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's playing Samurai because I think I know which one it is. It's the Courtly Graces,
Ah.
which was always like, it's like I get it, it's a samurai, but I chose a fighter to fight. You've now given me an RP thing. It's like, what do other fighters get at this level? They get the ability to kill things better. I just get to talk. I was always loved it. I know you're a battle master. Beg your pardon. It's fine.
Is that going to be Know Your Enemy?
Ah, yes.
Know Your Enemy. That was really
Yeah.
useful once because Tion's a battle master, and on one of the fights I had him use Know Your Enemy.
I was a battle master.
You were as well, yeah.
I don't think I got to level 7 with fighter.
Here I go.
I don't think you did. No, I don't think you went 7 into fighter.
Not with all 4 of them. But I think that was like on the cards of like I could go for it, but I was like,
You stare at somebody and can figure out their stats and levels. Yeah.
Started here.
Can you learn their weaknesses and resistances? Is that it?
No, that was the
No, that's the other one.
one of the ranger ones.
That's the ranger one.
Hunter, not
Yeah.
hunter.
Yeah,
I
I
forget what
can't.
it's
I can't
called.
fully remember what it was because it was a while ago. But I vaguely remember that Tion used Know Your Enemy on someone and like learned a really useful piece of information.
You can check if
it must have
someone's
been.
stronger or weaker than you.
Oh yeah, I think it might have been like we learned that something had like a lower strength, and we were like, strength saves.
Yeah, there's stuff like that you can learn. So it can be useful. It's just going to be more information that Trips is going to have at hand.
What's the plan?
Stats, HP, total levels, or fighter levels.
My quest must go on.
So you can check any stats.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So are they more or less charismatic than me?
which can be useful for us. Like, what spell save should I be using for my spells? Well, the fighter can find out which stat is their weakest.
Yeah, if you've got something that's like a 13 or 14, and you check that stat, it's like, well, if it's less than it, then it's crap. If it's more than it, then it's pretty good.
Want to see what I can really do? Here I go.
Let us continue on our way.
Yeah, I wonder what we're going to be doing tonight, because Trips has been pushing us towards this part of the story for a while now. He's trying to get us fast-tracked into the actual campaign.
Yeah, this was like a little intro bit that he was doing basically. I also don't know if the other, because we haven't had a session for like 2-3 weeks, but I don't know if the other group has been having their session, so I don't know if they're ahead of us now or if they've also had a bit of a break. Don't know. Because I think at the start we were relatively in sync with one another. Well, yeah, we were because we basically saw the ship at the end of the last session. You see his ship distantly. It's like, is one of them really short?
Yeah.
Oh, Hellblade mastered.
There you go. So we can move him on to probably Oracle now. Job. Or we could just move him up to whatever the next one is. Doesn't matter. Just any that have nothing on. So yeah, Oracle will do.
Yeah, I guess this next one. Stick Drift is taking it again.
Go to equipment and then just press Y. And that'll do. And we'll just carry on. Ooh, he's gained 2 maneuvers. I like that. Maneuvers.
Maneuvers are
Which
good.
maneuvers did you go for?
There's a lot of maneuvers as well because they've added in additional maneuvers, just like with everything else, I suppose. With all the expansions, they add in new spells, and they're like, we're going to give you new maneuvers so that you get something.
Now you've made me mad.
You don't know yet.
Well, this is the time to talk about it
Core!
because you've got a little under 2 hours.
Time we're putting food on.
Well, presumably the moment the stream stops. About 1:45, I'll probably put the oven on because I'm doing pizza again because pizza's just the easy thing to do when we have D&D.
I'm going to do it a little bit earlier so we're not turning up like eating food.
Well, in which case, the oven probably only takes about 15 minutes to heat up. So if I put the oven on at 2:30 and then at 1:45 put the pizza in, in theory, roughly when we finish, it should be about done. I think it is about 15 minutes just to cook the pizza.
You have bait and switch, menacing attack, and precision attack.
Bait and switch is a good one. There's a handbook down there.
Woo! That's not that one I need. I need the extended one as well, because I know some of the new ones were pretty sick.
There's no way we're losing this one.
Now this weathered old town.
Yeah, look at all those bookmarks.
Want to see
Look
what
at
I
that
can
fighter.
really do?
I was also looking at the fighter page earlier. Fighter-Man, Fighter-Man. Overall, he's fairly bland.
Continue on our way.
Bait and switch is a new one.
Yeah, bait and switch is a new one, but I believe it's a good one.
New tricks here.
Hooray!
To frighten the target. Don't you have a draconic thing anyway that does that? Gives you the ability to frighten. Or was that a feat that you could get?
I think that's a feat. Like an optional Dragonborn feat.
And precision attack to really make sure you hit them.
Oh, it might have actually been a Draconic Sorcerer thing, actually, thinking about it. What do you mean, hit its thing?
Allow me. How very satisfying.
It's time to get serious.
Time to play my trump cards.
Very well.
Disarming attack was one I always looked at. Because disarming an opponent is quite a weird one, because it's like it drops the item to the ground.
I've explained this before to people, of disarming in D&D is really fucky because picking stuff up is free. So if you disarm someone, they can just pick their stuff back up again, so you have to like dedicate your turn to it of like you disarm them, and then you take their weapon, and you either keep it or you yeet it somewhere. Which is what Tiyun would do, because he had ridiculous, like, 100-foot movement. He would disarm, take the weapon, and then he would fuck off. And then it would be like, you have no weapon now.
To play my trump
That's a problem for you.
Cost is good for if someone attacks you and misses, you can retaliate and hit them. Can be quite funny. You piss the DM off. Sweeping attack is like Horde Slayer.
I'm amazing.
You can hit two creatures.
You won't get ref weapons and draconic resistance, but not frightful presence. Thought not. Yeah, it might be a draconic sorcerer thing, fright thing.
I'm sure there's a feat that gives you like a raw thing that you can do.
Oh yeah, it might have been one that was added in Fizzbands. That added in all the dragon stuff.
Allow me.
Other than that, I can't remember the new ones. I have to see if I don't think I've got the files on my phone anymore. I used to have them, but
I mean, if you don't have the files on your phone, go downstairs and grab the books. We have them on the bookshelf for a reason.
we have the technology.
Guess it's my turn.
Why did we buy the books?
Because at the time we didn't have the technology.
It's true.
Time to play my trump cards.
A slime can disarm and take your weapon away, right? Not as memorized with the stat blocks of monsters.
I mean, I imagine if the slime hits you and it drops the item at your feet and it moves into your space, it would pick up the weapon.
Presumably.
Because that's just how slimes do.
Very well. Very satisfying. We must not break.
Yeah, I don't think slimes generally bother with the whole disarm thing. They tend to just envelop your entire body. They don't think much further than I'm going to consume you. I think that's just too tactical for a slime already. What's disarming? They just eat you.
Put the boot in. Here I go.
Let me see. How very satisfying. We must not break.
Want to see what I can really do? Did you see that? I'm amazing.
We're almost there on the oracles.
Let's put the boot in.
It's time.
Aha, we managed to get Core to go to his PC. Not because of D&D, but because he hates autocorrect.
I always liked the Battlemaster and stuff, but I think it's like I would have preferred the ability to use the superiority things on every attack that don't do more damage as the trade-off.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So it's like whenever you do an attack, you're not 9 times out of 10 you're not just going to be like I attack them. It's like I'm going to do a sweeping attack to
do a maneuver,
to do a
yeah.
thing with them, but I don't need to do any extra damage. Because otherwise it's like, well, I've used up all my superiority dice, so now my ability to fight is that I can't do any of the techniques that I've learned. It's like how I picture
I kind
a
of get
fighter.
that. Yeah, I kind of get that. You know what was an interesting thing I saw online the other day, which did actually make me raise an eyebrow, which was someone making the discussion that rogues actually sort of peter off in late game, damage-wise. And their literal reasoning was they pulled up a table and they were like, if a fighter has, you know, just a sword and can do this many attacks, you know, assuming that they all hit, obviously, then it's like they do this number of dice in damage, whereas if you are a rogue, you do this number of dice in damage. And they were like, the scaling between them, like the rogue does not keep up with the fighter. The rogue starts really strong, and then they literally like cross over, and then at the end, the fighter is rolling way more damage than the rogue. And I was like, okay, but rogues can do a bunch of other shit that fighters don't get.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that rogues and assassins are like, oh, I'm built to kill people, but you also are built to do other things because you get expertise and stealth and all of that jazz, and fighters do not. So I was like, I see where the argument is coming from. That's the problem of like games like D&D.
Initiative is ours.
In their very nature are almost impossible to balance.
Now you've made me mad.
Same with Wizards and Fighters, yeah.
Still don't know about that because with sneak attack, like towards the end, don't you get like rolling like 9d6 extra?
Something like that. But then
It's like it's equal to half your level. So when you're at max level, you roll 10d6. So if you do an attack and an offhand attack, yeah, okay, it's only 2 attacks, but you can sneak attack with that. I suppose a fighter gets 4 attacks, and then a 5th one will be an offhand attack. I don't know. I don't if that's right. It doesn't
Dunno.
feel right.
that's what I thought. I was like, that doesn't feel correct, but they pulled up a chart and I was like, well, I guess, kinda.
Another foe.
No, I mean, I'm not going to be able to find it again. I think it was one of those things where it's like, well, because a rogue is rolling d6s, but a fighter could be like, you know, rolling d10s. So it's like,
Or a
well,
d12 for a double.
or a d12,
weapon.
yeah, but you still get like all the extra attacks. So it's like, I mean, how many extra attacks do they get?
At max level, 4.
4.
Their extra attack thing is the only one that
Goes more. Normally you only get 1 on martial class.
Your tail ends here.
Play my trump card.
extra attack 3, so you get 3 extra attacks, so you'd have 4 attacks in total. So it's one of them of like, okay, would you rather roll like 4d12 or 5d10 if it's like a weapon and an offhand weapon, or you go down the rogue tree, and at the end of the rogue tree with the sneak attack, you can roll 10d6.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't feel like your math is adding up there because that's 10d6 plus whatever the weapon is.
That was what
I was like-
that was why I brought it up, because I was like, I saw someone talking about this, and I think the general consensus was a lot of people were kind of like on the fence of like, I don't know if we agree with you there. Don't know if we're reading the same thing, bud.
Okay, what's the plan?
Or it could be one of them of like, yeah, the fighter rolls more dice if they use their action surge. It's like, okay,
But
but
they
they
can
don't get to do that
only-
all
all
the
the time.
time. That's like saying, well, wizards are the most powerful because they can cast, you know, power word kill. And it's like, you don't get to just do that every turn.
They can
like,
do that
die.
once.
Like,
Once.
there's a limit. Sneak attack, there is no limit.
In the late game of D&D, fighters tend to have higher consistent damage output compared to rogues, especially when considering the rogue's resilience and sneak attack. While rogues can deal massive single target burst damage with sneak attack, fighters' consistent damage from multiple attacks and access to powerful traits like greater weapon specialization often surpass the rogue's damage potential in prolonged encounters.
That makes more sense.
That makes sense, but to me, that's just well, yeah, that's fine because you're playing a rogue. It's like you don't want 2 classes and 2 characters that play the exact same way,
Yeah.
because then you don't have classes. Everybody's just playing the same thing. So it's like you want them to behave differently.
Yeah, when you play a fight, you do want someone who's like, I just jump into the middle of combat and I attack everyone.
Yeah, that's the
I am the center of attention.
Yeah,
and
you want because you can make the same argument with like I mean, how does a fighter compare to a barbarian? When you consider that a barbarian can probably last longer than a fighter, and it's like, yeah, but they probably don't do as much damage. They still do a lot of damage because they have rage, but they're not doing 4 extra attacks a turn.
Yeah.
But they have longer survivability because they tend to have more health and damage reduction. So, fighters sort of occupy that nice middle zone. They've got, consistent damage, but they also have consistent health and decent armor. And then rogues are your glass cannon. It's like, that's how they're meant to play.
Yeah.
That's why you make a party, so that you have people who cover all of your bases. And, I mean, if we take we look at the examples that we've experienced, it also means that, you have a character that has a very obvious weakness in the form of, a rogue that doesn't have a lot of HP, which is why they are, relying on their party. Like, oh, well, the enemy knows how to deal with them, because if you fight them in a group, their sneak attack is useless. The sneak attack is useless because they can only target one person, so just put them in a group fight and they're not helpful. It's like, cool, so I would very much like to be friends with my sorcerer friend who knows Fireball when I can dodge and take no damage from fire. Hi. And that's how you make a cohesive party. It's not a bad thing if you're doing slightly less damage, again, when you can do other things.
Blue is very passionate about this, you can tell.
Yes.
Someone said that rogues are bad, and she was like, no, my favourite class.
It's just very funny to me to be in a situation where someone was like, I think rogues should be buffed, and to be sort of feeling like, I don't think they do. I don't think they do need to be buffed. If I sorcerer friend that knows Fireball is me. Pointy fingers. Pointy fingers is me. And friend, yes. Yes, is you.
I need to light that guy's cigarette over there. And all of his friends' cigarettes.
Okay, what's the plan?
Like, yes, it's impressive that you can hit a man 8 times in 6 seconds, but also I can deal 60 damage with a knife. That's also pretty impressive. Blushes in Draconic! It adds a lovely patina to your scales.
And cores around everything turns red.
Only while it's still warm, and then it cools down.
Here I go.
His baby nose of the game.
Slurp!
Could be any other word.
That was a piece of cake. Someone's getting stronger.
Now we've hit 71. I wonder if the level cap for this is 99.
I'd imagine so.
Time to play my trump cards.
As you say, it's also very funny to talk about, like, fighter damage and rogue damage and barbarian damage when druids exist.
Here I go.
Druids really do suffer with that exponential curve. Early level druids are shit, and then late game druids can't die. It's like, have you heard of the middle ground? Does the colour grey mean anything to you? No.
Warlocks.
Nope.
Warlocks are even worse for druids for early game crawl of Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, are low level warlocks bad.
I cast a spell. What do you do next? Wait for my long rest.
I'm gonna have a nap. I'm taking a nap right here. Good night.
Going to see what I can really do.
Good God, do early game warlocks fucking suck.
The virgins. of the
Considering how
D&D
many,
world.
considering how many people I have heard over the years be like, "Oh my God, I love warlocks," and I'm like, "You've never played a level 2 warlock, have you?" You like the concept of warlocks because you like role playing, and warlocks come with built-in role play, ties and stuff, which is great and it's fantastic. But gameplay-wise, in a fight, ass. It's ass.
Warlock's like the best multi-class. I will take 2 levels in Warlock and I'll get these Eldritch Invocations that buff up my already built character.
Yep.
I now have a character that can just see through magical darkness.
Fuck you.
What are you going to do about it? It's just great. Some of the Warlock ones that you just get passively. It's just like if you just look at a character and go, if I put this on them, oh shit.
Yeah, stuff that is not even combat stuff. Stuff that's just like useful to have. Just the ability to always see in darkness, as you say, just always useful. I was thinking yesterday of a dragon that when it eats an element gains immunity to it for a while. Yeah, I think there's a. I don't know if there's a D&D one, but I've definitely encountered something similar of like an absorption mechanic on a dragon. I mean, Das literally homebrewed something like that into Gregor, who was a boss that we encountered, who then became a friend because I exist.
Eldritch Sight, you can cast Detect Magic at will.
I have that one.
It's just whenever.
Yeah, very useful on Kika. I basically, even though it's you can, because it is a spell that has like a duration, because it's free to cast, I've basically said to Das, like, just assume I always have it.
Yeah.
Because the moment it drops, I'm just going to recast it, because it's free.
You can read all writing.
Yep.
That's the sentence.
There's no caveat on that.
You can read all writing. You can cast Silent Image at will.
Isn't there, yeah, the Mask of Many Faces, you can cast Disguise Self. You can just look like however you want for wherever.
Want to see what I can really do?
I'm of the opinion that as a Warlock you should be able to take multiple instances of the class.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. That would be a fun concept of a Warlock who has multiple patrons.
And it would also make fun for RP as well.
That's just John Constantine. The guy who is still alive because he has sold his soul to about 10 different devils and they're all competing for it.
I think you're right about that. That is the reason people do like Warlocks, is because there has to be some degree of story built in.
Yeah, they have built-in story.
It's very difficult to be like, I'm going to play a Warlock and I haven't thought about my backstory. So, okay, well, what's your patron? Like, even if you play a cleric and it's like, I haven't chosen a god, I'm just a good person. So, okay, well, you just get your powers from a good god. We'll just fill that in later. That doesn't really matter. But
it's like
kind of necessary with a Warlock. Like, okay, well, who?
Yeah, because that's the key thing of it's a who. Because as you say, even with clerics, you can have a sort of vaguity of like, it's a nature god. There's a lot of them. I'm a cleric of nature. I'm a nature god. But with the moment you get into Warlock, and it's like, who is your patron? Of like, okay, well, they're the Pact of the Fiend. Cool. There's a fiend involved.
Yeah.
You've immediately got story there. Doesn't even matter if you haven't thought of someone. The DM can.
Yeah.
Because the moment
is this a big devil? Is this a big demon? Is it just a small one? Is this someone who's going to be usurped later?
And again, it's like, okay, well, I'm Pact of the Fae, and it's like, cool. Again, I don't know any Fae, and it's like, cool. You don't need to. The DM will.
Yeah.
The DM will go through the Player's Handbook and go the Monster Manual and go, okay, what's a fun Fae for people to make a deal with?
Yeah.
Because as part of the Warlock class, you don't have to know who your patron is.
Very well.
You don't have to know. A lot of people do because, that's part of the character, but you don't have to know. Oh, needs to be put on charge.
That was a piece of cake.
Yes.
I've plugged your face in.
Ah.
I do want to sit down and have a mess about with like 5e stuff again, because I like messing about with that.
Yeah. Let's go back to what I said earlier when you were talking about games. They're just like you naturally play games and think of like, this is good, but it could be better like this.
I like to mess about with stuff.
Yeah, like
Did
you're
you
a
mess up
tinkerer.
my sister?
You're a tinkerer.
What did you? What? How did you? What? Why? Stop.
It's fine. I fixed it.
Heal after battle as well. The green is not green enough. More green is
More
needed.
green, please. My body is looking at my plate. More green, please. No.
Broccoli. Broccoli.
Okay then.
I also still want to try other RPGs like Travel,
Yeah.
because I think Traveller just has a better character creation system.
I mean, we've done the character creation in Traveller multiple times at this point. As fun as it was, and as much as I like creating characters, I'm like, I haven't played the game at all yet.
No.
Made about 3 of them.
I would love to see a proper, like a Traveller version of character creation for D&D, because you can get very noodly with like each of the races.
Time to play my trump cards.
And you could put like some generic ones of like, if you grow up in a magic orientated or magic dominant city, or trade dominant city, or a hill fort or something. Roll on this table instead, or you can choose which table to roll on.
There we go.
Hey Starga! I recall a warlock story where the patron of the warlock is just a
Celestial?
pedestal mummy.
Probably meant to be celestial.
We'll go with pedestal. Pedestal mummy shows up now and then to do mummy things like wipe their face and make sure they are eating well.
That's fun.
That's great.
That's good. I mean, Kika literally has a fairy godmother.
Yeah.
She's back to the Fae. They're literally her fairy godmother. Job!
Oh, this one. Oh, she looks alright. Is he going to look funky?
I was just checking there weren't any other ones, but no, we've done the one now.
Yeah, he gets the goggles. What do you
There's
cast?
a lot.
Death.
There's a lot of offensive spells in this one. This is late game Black Mage, but they get MP regen. And Comet and Doomsday.
Doom, doom, doom.
Doom, 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 doom.
Ah, the Grod. The Gaia Rod. I need to pee.
Go piss.
They're sitting ducks.
Nice boots.
Let me see.
Another one is the wife and husband had somehow ascended to godhood, so they became the warlocks. I just like how I like a lot how Kika and Kirok's story flows together. Of Kirok made friends with a very powerful Fae just by literally being a nice person
Step in the right direction.
and never really asking for anything in return. And then that, several years later, the Fae is like, "I'm going to protect your child." Makes me happy. I enjoy the concept of people just being nice.
Let me see.
Want to see what I can really do? I'm not here to do it with you nicely.
Now you've made me mad.
I'm just reading it especially.
Alright, thought it was just a book one, did you?
Yeah, it'd be very easy to have, like, a person who's a warlock for the Fathomless, which is the water one, to just be like, I caught a magical fish, and it said if I spared its life, it would give me power, so I did. That's just a really easy concept.
What's the plan?
I'm going to protect your children. How? They will literally sparkle. You are correct.
Time to play my trump card.
Look, I took pictures of Kika at Somna, and she looks amazing. And we also had very good examples of how Kika blends into the other stuff.
Let me see.
It's also very funny, I was wearing the Kika avatar, and I was chatting with Sam, and a friend of ours took a photo. They took, like, a candid photo of, like, I wasn't paying attention, they just took it. And I was like, I wasn't even paying attention, and she looks anxious.
Interested.
How? It's a very sweet photo, though. And I was like, this is just how Kika looks. That's just how she is. Debbie.
Now you've made me mad.
To arms.
Guess it's my turn. Want to see what I can really do? And all was just a bit dust, did you? We've outmaneuvered them.
It's time to get serious. Sorry, don't take it personally.
Guess it's my turn. Sorry, pal. Everyone okay? Let's put the boot in.
Ba, 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 ba.
Very well.
Hey, I just saw my dad load up the game I got him for Father's Day. I got my dad blueprints.
Want to see what I can really do? Nice. Another one bites the dust.
Was a good one. Allow me. Another foe. That should have been nice. Now how do you like this?
Just saw dad load up blueprints. That's what I got him for Father's Day.
Time to play my trump cards.
Being nosy again. Having a nose. See what people are doing. Still can't fit it.
They're wide open, get stuck in.
Both of us are failing.
I've got another one.
Welcome to the grind cave.
I live here now.
Yeah. Might be another one of those situations where I'll do some grinding before work on a few days.
Maybe. I mean, if you want, when we get to like half past after I go put the oven on, we could go just have an attempt for the fight. See how things have changed. Now there's a fly in here.
Now you've made me mad. There's more
We must not grow complacent.
I'm amazing.
I get that we were given the Arcanist because it's like a powerful job with powerful spells, but we're at the end game now where everything is going to have some resistance to dark. So it's like, kind of don't need it anymore.
I wouldn't be surprised if the final boss is like, I'm resistant to everything.
Yeah.
I'm all of the elements.
I put the mental in elemental.
To be fair, they might have some other elemental attacks.
I wonder if there's any more jobs that we can get, or have we got all of them?
I don't know, it does look like there's a gap at the bottom for another one, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, there's not going to be a third row because it's going to cover the UI for this.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's going to be one more at the bottom, which I don't know if that's going to be Edna's class.
Fairy.
Yeah, interestingly, they do get dark, but then they get Electon, which, funnily enough, is light and lightning, which are two things that Edna is weak to. Absorb MP, Dark Arga, Meltdown, which is fire and wind, Death, which won't work on a boss because it never does, Comet, which is non-elemental, so it's neutral, and then Doomsday, which is dark. So they are at least kind enough to not limit you to one damage type per class. So it might be useful to maybe put Arcanist on someone so that they can get that light lightning attack.
Guess it's my turn.
Hi, Comic! Hope you're having a good weekend. Can we please not have another Elatrion? They're gonna do Elatrion.
Time to play my trump cards.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be title update 2 before long. They haven't given a date, but they said it's gonna be at the end of this month. It's probably gonna be, I think it was the 26th, basically the last Thursday, because they tend to do updates on Thursday. So, Monster Hunter stream at one point on one of the Fridays.
Maneuvered them.
Phantom Thief or Shieldmaster Hellblade. I think Shieldmaster Hellblade was the combo that we were going for on Simba.
Don't take it personally.
Time to play my
Please don't another Elatrion, I will cry.
nothing to do with
This is the thing that I was saying when people were like, man, Monster Hunter Wilds is too easy. I'm like, shut up. You weren't there. I remember Elatrion and Fatalis. This is just the base game. You don't know what they will do.
Let's do this.
Give it a year. Master Rank will be out, and people are gonna go, this fight's too hard! And I'm gonna be like, put this on yourself. The monkey paw has spoken.
Cake.
Spook's bored now, he's on his phone.
Yep.
We have the upper
Just
hand.
grind.
Yeah.
How very satisfying.
Monster Hunter is hard enough. I mean, it is when you're playing the game at 5 FPS. You have my sympathies.
It's meant to be your boy, isn't it? This update.
Yeah.
Ladgy.
He's mine. Crocodile boy. Can't wait. And other things, but we don't know what they are yet.
You need Crocodile Boy on your desk then for when. it comes
He
out.
will be on my desk. He's in the cupboard at the moment. But he will be given desk time.
Ah, the shame space.
The shame space.
Yeah, your cupboard.
It's not a cupboard of shame.
Shame.
It's not a shame cupboard. How dare
Shame.
you?
Shame. Every time I bring people around, I'm like, look in here, and Blue's like, shame. That's my shame.
Monster Wars is too easy. I haven't even seen a tempered monster yet.
Say shame. Shame.
Mizutsune tail slam. Everyone goes, what the fuck?
Dead. Dead.
But that was a Mizutsune. It's not even an Elder Dragon. And I was like, do you see what you have done? The devs heard you complaining that it was too easy. You brought this on yourself. People being there like, why am I finding Mizutsune harder than Zoshia? And I'm like, because you brought this on yourself. You did this.
Bye, bud.
No, he just left. Yeah, the all of the like things that they've posted about it always say monsters with an S, but we've only been teased a Geocross. We haven't even seen a like full picture of him yet. So the community is pretty certain. They're like 99% of like that's a Geocross.
It's actually a crocodilus.
Imagine they made a new monster.
It's like Legiocris, but it's not because fuck. you.
Just curious if they'll do anything interesting in the same way they did Mizutsune, because in Mizutsune's iteration in Wilds, they've essentially combined two Mizutsunes together. Because there was a variant Mizutsune called Soulseer, which had the blue fire and the blue fire bubbles, and now apparently just regular Mizutsune has that. When you break its face, it becomes a Soulseer and gets the Soulseer attack. So you kind of got two monsters in one. So there is the question of like, well, are they going to make it like Legiocrus, and then it becomes like Ivory Legiocrus, but not? Don't know.
Are we going to get the Bracky boy?
That would be cool.
Brachydios.
He is popular. Do you like Brachydios?
Or Glavenus to go with Mizutsune.
Maybe.
Or Chameleos.
Well, that's my main question, is when are we going to get Elder Dragons? We don't have any Elder Dragons. Closest we've got is more Gormagala, who was...
Yay, Teostra!
Oh,
You again!
it's Teostra again. Hey guys, we heard you like Kushala Deora. No!
I'll take Toaster! I'll take Toaster!
I want Valstrax. Give me Valstrax.
What about Kirin first? It's like, I like the aesthetic, but I don't like the
Don't like the
'cause it's
fight.
Too small.
He's hard to
Too
hit.
small.
I don't like shooting him with bows and arrows, and he's hard to hit with the glaive because he's so short.
He jumps around all over the place like a freaking spring.
The initiative is ours.
Hello neighbour, welcome to our house. This is my wife's closet of shame. Opens plushy cabinet while you hear someone yelling spook in the background. Spook!
Yep. That's how it works. Everyone comes around and like, come and look at my wife's cupboard of shame.
I'm like, no! Stop taking them into my office!
Cupboard of shame.
Okay, what's the plan?
Like opening up a door in an Ed, Edd n Eddy cartoon.
To get serious.
Your turn for a bit.
Okay. Oh, job done. Where the fuck am I?
Not Kushala, I don't want weapon bounce constantly, you know, same.
Skill issue.
You have to hit him on this really, really small spot, otherwise it doesn't work. I think Valstrax would be fun.
Legit.
Yeah, because he wasn't in World, but he was in Wild. Same like Gormagala. They brought Gormagala in. Gormagala and Valstrax have the same skeleton because they have more malleable wing arms.
Worms.
Worms. Don't you want to have the round the world attack of just... Yep. It's like Nergigante's dive but turned up to 11. Hope you get your timing right, otherwise you're going to die. And they had Crimson Valstrax, which was quite a tough one.
Okay, what's the plan?
It's time to get serious. Let us continue on our way.
At least we know it won't be the Equal Dragon weapon yet. I do kind of... Like, I would love to see an actual Equal Dragon weapon, but I do also kind of agree with the theory that the Equal Dragon weapon has kind of become Zoshia. Of, like, that's what Zoshia actually is, because of the similarities. Because, at the end of the day, the Equal Dragon weapon is concept art from a concept book from about 8 years ago, and that's what concept art is for. You come up with an idea and then you refine it and you go over it again and you refine it and you go over it again. So I do kind of agree with the consensus that Equal Dragon weapon has become Zoshia, and Zoshia is probably the closest we'll get to actual Equal Dragon weapon. However, if we did just get Equal Dragon weapon, I would be happy.
Be vigilant, everyone.
It has been 0 days since we talked about the Equal Dragon weapon.
Here I go.
Actually, I need to... God damn it, Cole.
Time to play my trump card.
You-
I can't play the game!
I have to mark bingo!
Talking about Monster
Monster Hunter.
I haven't got my bingo card yet.
Well, that's on you.
That'll do nicely.
Focused, everyone.
Want to see what I can really do? Luck's got nothing to do with it, pal.
That can't have been nice. How very
Okay then.
Do you think, because there's going to be another Tempered, part of me thinks that the next one will be Uthduna, because it will be in the same zone as the Geocrus, and then they could have the two of them turn as like a cool animation, was my thought.
That's a good idea.
Or is Uthduna too similar to the Geocrus because they're both water monsters, so they do different?
nothing to worry.
Don't know.
I feel like it's gotta be Doom next because he was just the next Apex.
Yeah.
Nerodora was the last one.
Are you watching, Sir Sloan?
I don't think Zoshia is the Equal Dragon weapon, but will 100% use to make one, or is like the progeny of the Equal Dragon weapon.
Shall I go and give her a go?
Yeah, why not? But you say the progeny. By its definition, I don't think the Equal Dragon weapon can procreate. And neither can the constructs, because it was literally confirmed, oh, they don't have recreational, organs.
Pingus.
Arkveld Arkveld re-evolved itself back into existence, which is actually a thing that has happened, apparently. There is an animal that did re-evolve itself back into existence, which is crazy. I mean, like, further iterations. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the same as what I'm saying, but both in-game and concept-wise, is that I think they started with the Equal Dragon weapon and reiterated on it and messed around with it, and you've ended up with Zoshia.
Man, we're slow here.
Yep. Are you gonna respec people?
When we get to the door, yeah. Okay, it's just here.
Yeah, it's just here. They don't need a port back. It's just there.
Okie dokie then. Jobs, Simba. I guess we'll put this as your main.
Oh, you want it as main, do you? Oh, it's for the special, right.
And then...
If we find older versions of the Equal Dragon weapon that are stronger down the line, till we face the original and then cry a lot. Yeah.
Bard as secondary?
Tell me about that.
Gift of Courage, that's pretty handy. Go with that.
Yeah, alright.
You were just good as a
Spirit Master.
just so OP. I'll have that.
You want the dual cast.
Dual cast is good, but then do we take Black Mage and we put that for Holy? So we can double cast Holy.
That would be good.
Holy.
Yeah, that would be good.
Go with that. And then you were one of them. And then secondary, if you use a little bit harder, Adele.
Dragoon? With Thunder Thrust and stuff?
Ooh. Spirit Crusher. Yeah, why not? Sure.
Try Dragoon.
Why not? Equipment.
There is a class you're missing, however, I will not iterate on how to get it. Oh, there's another... Oh, is it Gambler?
Oh, of course, Gambler.
The side story of Gambler.
Yeah, we never went as Big Gambler. Which can't be asked.
Yeah.
Wait, you want me to... What? No.
That don't seem right. Yeah, red mages use swords, but we want him to use a staff so it gives him max magical damage. The strong ones tend to be at the bottom.
None of them give him more magical attack.
Oh.
None of them come close to giving him more magical attack. Alright, sure, you can have... it's like, I want a bow.
Why? It's like red mages use swords, though.
Alright, sure.
Passives.
Abilities.
I thought you had Gambler already. No. We found the Gambler lady, and then she was like, go play a bunch of games, and we were like, oh, we've assumed that if we do the quest to, like, play a bunch of card games, we won't have Gambler. We did find Alchemist, and we were like, oh, this was an optional asterisk. And that was the first time we realised that they were optional quests. So no, we don't have Gambler. Thought you already had Gambler. So that, wait, does that mean that there's another optional one outside of Gambler that we don't have? That's interesting, then. In fact, it's very interesting because I felt like we were fairly on top of, like, doing quests when we found them.
Don't mind me. I'm just...
He's doing his thing.
just being a bean.
He's in his menus.
Menus! I'll say that. Any user is not unconscious. Any unconscious allies will be revived with full HP.
Woo! I mean, yeah, you basically do want that on her because if she's been knocked out, then it's like, fuck, how are we going to get people back up? So it's like, we want everybody back up if she's been knocked out.
Oh shit, we didn't get. There's an ability for him that's really good. You get your damage can go above 9999.
On which subclass?
The Hellblade.
Oh.
So
well, again, we'll see how we do, and then if not, then you know that's one of the things to level. Oh yeah, if you think, look, there's 2 spots here.
That makes sense.
So yeah, there's 2 classes. Interesting. Well, if we end up not winning, and you do end up doing grinding during the week, maybe you'll find the other class. But obviously don't stress too much about it if you don't.
Oh, she didn't get it either. That's a shame.
Let's go gambling! Oh, dang it. Salve.
Sausage.
Have all the necessary preparations been made?
Okay.
Very.
Let's go.
Wow, thigh.
Thighs.
Ah.
Humans.
It's nothing.
Slap.
Edna.
Sure.
Here I go. Time to go toe to toe.
God damn.
Just as spectacular as I thought
We've
I'd
come
be.
too far to give up now.
Heroics. Yeah.
Okay. Here we
I am
go.
ready.
Well then.
Might as well, because we're going to be getting more of these.
Righty, I've got this. Breezy blade coming your way.
So trip attack, and I was like, it should be throw DM at enemy.
Perfection. Now's our
The
chance.
world is depending on us. Does that feel better?
Thanks for your help. How thoughtful of you. What's the plan?
Swordcraft, solid stance,
Let me see.
Better.
spirit magic. Let's drop a holy.
With your blood, brutally effective.
Alrighty, ready for this. Primordial forces.
Oh my lord. This is a game changer. Stop it!
Yeah, I think that was a good call. How's her health looking?
I don't know.
We don't know.
Thanks for bailing me out.
We just come in and just fucking own her now, and she's like, what the fuck just happened?
I trained all day yesterday.
Okie dokie, let's go
Can
for
we get an identify?
magnifying glass, heroics, aggravate, shieldcraft, reprisal, defender of the people. Ah,
She's silenced.
fucking.
Is it Echo Herbs? Yeah.
This should do it. Sacred power. Restore you. I'll take the hit.
Thanks, Imba.
Sorry to be a pain. All right then.
Okay.
We can fix her. How? A lot of light magic? Yeah, the thing that fucks us up is her getting so much BP, but she gets BP when we attack her, so... I thought I silenced you. Don't care.
I must not abandon the fight. Holy Spirit, heal me.
Sorry to be a pain.
I still love that voice line. Oh, I've gone all funny.
Get it.
Hey, Star, that's fine. Horse Cutlass!
Defense.
Here I go. I am your shield.
Things suddenly look much
You're
brighter.
done.
Ow. So what's the thing that she has to try to take a BP?
It's that draconic thing, but I don't think it's been working, so we're just gonna.
Very well.
Do that. Right, spirit magic. Let's get another health bringer on, and let's get another white magic.
Be
And
healed. Sacred power, restore you.
Sorry to be a pain.
counter you. I counter you as well. Stop it! Probably should have put something on that.
Stop silence.
Silence, but.
Oh no, I guess I can only cast the spell 6 times.
It's like, it's annoying.
Okay, I'm going all in. Right. You saved my bacon there.
You are about to witness my true power.
Special heal!
Are you watching carefully?
Heroes never die.
Please, hear my prayers.
Look at all the debuffs.
Oh, thanks for bailing me out.
That ought to make a difference. Thank you.
Combat kids are activating, removing all the debuffs. If you don't know what's going on at the moment, that's okay. Neither do we.
It do be like that sometimes.
Aggravate, reprisal, defend.
Phase shift, yeah. Phase shift. This is where we go. Ow! But we lived.
Spirit magic.
Does that feel better? Holy Spirit, feel.
You didn't silence me this time. Now I get to do it 8 times.
Yay! There was a 4,000 in there. There's a 5,000. Jesus Christ.
Oh, good lord. I think
Baby!
you just halved her health.
Oh, baby! Elvis is the best character and it's not even close.
Please, no. No!
Perhaps this might help with
Yeah, she's got a thing when people heal now.
What's the plan?
But we've got passive healing.
Just gonna stab my sister. Because she needs it.
Yeah.
She fucking deserves it.
Oh, nice one, Elvis.
It's good, that combat kid, isn't it? And
Yeah.
now she's about to die with like 20,000 health. Bye. Control her down. That confident that you're dead.
But I think she lived. Oh, that's insulting!
Really?
Oh, that's so insulting! It's just like,
Steal the kill, steal the kill, steal the kill, steal the kill!
nope.
The counter!
Counter kill!
Stop it!
The counter kill!
There we go, okay, so we didn't need to grind that much. Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't come any closer. I'll kill you.
There you won't. Oh, she's gone static.
Oh,
Oh, she becomes the Night Nexus.
You're
Now it's gonna be, I've got to save my sister.
You're too.
I told you the face thing looked like a cage. Ooh.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
I've got a very, very bad feeling about this.
So this is the Knight's Nexus, eh? Kinda hard to believe something like this really exists. It's just... it's splitting open.
What do you mean chest? What chest? It's a big ball.
I'm going to restore the crystal's power.
How do you do that? What are you doing?
Gloria!
Hear
Uh-oh.
me, crystals. Hear me, keepers of worldly harmony. Fire, water, wind, and earth. Hear my prayer and regain your power.
In the name of the moon!
Gloria!
Hear me, crystals! Hear me and seal away the Nexus! Please, hear my prayer!
About to get the credits.
Is it over?
Aye. Sure seems like it.
Doubt.
Gloria!
This is the most in-depth cutscene we've ever had.
Cold.
Uh-oh.
What have
Oh.
you done, lassie?
If the crystal's power is to be restored, there is only one way. A sacrifice must be made.
Now, you
My
didn't tell us that.
Because she knew we'd try to stop her.
This was her plan all along?
You knew this was going to happen?
My grandfather gave his life before me, and now I give mine.
No! Why didn't you tell us? Why?
Because if I had, you would have stopped me.
That's what I said.
Of course I would!
Forgive me. Please. I never meant to upset you, really. I didn't. You have been so kind to me. It has meant so much. So very much. Now, at last, I can say it and mean it. Thank you so much.
Gloria? Please. You've got to wake up!
The healer's dead.
Gloria!
We're out of healers.
Uh-oh.
And then Simba became the new bad guy.
Wait! That's actually the end?
No!
I thought we were gonna have some dramatic, thing where, maybe our dragon friend turns up and he's like, I can save her. That's just how it ends? That's the ending?
I mean, no, because it said there were 7 chapters we looked up online. So it's not the end. This has got to be like the end of part 1. Var's just laughing, just being like,
can't
don't
be the
skip
end."
this scene. Probably because if you do, you'll go back to the menu and you'll be like, what happened?
What? That's the end?
Blue is shook. I can tell that she is shooketh.
Don't think it's the end. I would hope not.
Nah.
I'm only shook because I find endings like that to be a little on the crap side of just they died and then that's the end.
They sacrificed themselves for the greater good.
Like,
Roll
no,
credits.
it's like, I don't mind in stories when people sacrifice themselves of sometimes it's quite poetic, but I need to see the bit after. I don't like it when it's like, that's the end. You don't get to see what happens after.
You gotta go and put the oven on, so this needs to hurry the fuck up.
Well, I suppose if anything I should go put the oven on while this is running.
If you miss anything, you can always watch the VOD.
Yeah. Continue playing the game. I mean, we're still going to keep going. I know there must be something after the credits.
It's just me now.
As you said, that we know that there's 7 chapters, and we're on chapter 5, so there's more to it.
Unless the internet was lying to me.
People would do that? Lie on the internet?
Just me and Pancake now. Do the wiggles, because the wiggles are funny for watching. Look at the ears. Look at them wig waggling. Pancake. How you doing, chat? Did you enjoy the game? Enjoy our commentary? And taking the piss? And watching all the people that we killed get stripped? This is an ending. There is nothing after unless you go get the other ending. There's a other ending. I don't know if we'll go and get the other ending. we've enjoyed the game, but we have been saying we want to move on to something else. We've been doing this for a long time now. This wouldn't have been so bad if it was something we were playing each day, because we'd have got through it in I don't know, what was it? We were on 60 hours or something. You'd easily get through that in a month, 2 months, if you're playing, every evening for an hour or two. But this has been taking us now the best part of a year. So we do want to go on to other things. And there's other long games that we want to play, as we keep saying. Nintendo of America? Maybe there is more content as you complete more quests, plus those dark pillar portals. This is true. I'm 100% certain that this is not the end. I'm assuming this is the end of main story. Sort of like with Monster Hunter, of you've done the main story thing, but you've not actually beaten all the monsters and done all the stuff you need to do. Oh, is Blue going to miss the post credits? I'm going to get the controller in case I can turn off the auto continue. Oh.
It's a beautiful day, huh? Aye. And that's a heck of a view. I've never really noticed until now. Not really. How truly beautiful it all is.
Nope.
Looking at it now, it's hard to believe.
Simba just came out and said it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Oh, this is where they buried Sir Sloane.
Without her, none of us would be here to see this. But she's not here to see it with us.
Loading state will take you to a save point before the Chamber of Sealing. So does that mean that there's a secret ending, maybe?
Well, I would imagine so, because there's, as Voss says, the Dark Portals, and we hadn't finished all of the quests.
Oh, so we didn't establish what those even did. Okay, so we got the bad end, I guess. Of we saved the world, but our friend died. So I guess there's extra stuff for us to do.
So it's up to you, love. Are you okay to leave the game there, or do you want to finish the game properly?
Part of me does want to keep going because I'm not happy with that ending.
Oh, there you go.
So we've only got about 20 minutes left.
This power is to be restored. There is only one way. A sacrifice.
I mean,
when I load the auto save,
also, why did you skip that? That was a flashback. That probably was about to tell us information.
What was that?
I don't think you should have skipped
Those are
that.
Scenes from the past, but that was something different, right?
Is it true, Gloria? Is that how this is going to end?
Ah.
Yes. There is no other way. For the Knight's Nexus to be sealed away, I must give
Time shenanigans.
No!
Its power is immeasurable. Even with the crystal's aid, the Nexus can only be restrained for so long. At full strength, the crystals can keep its evil at bay for 2 centuries at best. 50 years ago, my grandfather laid down his life in order that that strength might be replenished. He did his duty as a monarch of the Musen line, but then the crystals were stolen, and their blessings misused. Now their power is all but spent once more.
Which means another sacrifice. And a lot sooner than expected.
And you've known that this whole time?
Yes. And I have long since made my peace with the burden I must bear. My life is a trivial price to pay when weighed against the countless thousands that would otherwise be lost.
But Gloria... Are we really gonna let her do this?
Do you have something different to say?
I can't believe it. Is Gloria really going to have to die to keep us all safe?
So the book didn't show us something from the past this time, which means what exactly?
I am sorry, but this is the only way. Come, We must make haste.
Yes,
No.
no. I guess that's now our prompt to go look for something else. Maybe now it's the, oh, something's changed because... Ah,
Nope.
there we go.
Where are you going?
To find another way to end this.
But there is no other way.
Your grandfather and Sir Sloane seem to think there was. I have to believe they were right. Wait, the book? Maybe
Yeah,
there's
because I
a
remember
way
when
to
you
get
said
to
dark
us.
portals, I was confused, and then you sent me a picture, and I was like, they don't look like that to us. So this might be the thing that triggers them
You
to
can't
actually
read
look
it
like
all yet,
portals.
can you?
Because up until that point, they were just stone arches.
Let's see now.
So we had to get to a certain point in the
Fine.
story.
Guess there's nothing else for it. Time to visit Fairy Town.
We get to visit the fairies.
Fairy Town? You mean...
My sister found out about the Knight's Nexus before she left Magmel, right? Maybe we can learn something useful there too.
Well, hang about. I didn't think humans were able to get to your hometown.
Oh, you'll get there no problem. As to whether they'll let you in, or me for that matter, well, that's another question. I left too. And long enough ago that I can't exactly pretend not to have been corrupted by humans.
Hey, come on now.
Still, it's the only idea we've got, so I'll just have to try and talk them round. Sounds like we need to hurry. Come on then. The entrance to Magmel is in the Wayward Woods.
Of course it is.
What?
Of course.
Where? You mean it was right under our noses this whole time?
Yep. In fact, we walked right past it at least once.
Knowing us for multiple times.
Okay then, time to pay the fairies a visit.
Okay, so we get to learn extra stuff. You recover the crystals. We're not going to leave them here for them to get stolen again. Hey, chapter 6.
Oh, so you are meant to like that's supposed
That's
to happen.
that's part of it.
Part
Okay.
of the story. Interesting.
That's an interesting mechanic. Where the fuck are they?
I hear the voice of hate.
So this means that
It's alive, and it's coming home. At
she
last.
successfully brings the Night Nexus, then we don't actually stop her and prevent it. And then we're gonna have to fight the proper Nexus when it's like full power.
Oh, don't worry, I won't. They'll die. Every last human will die.
Well, that was kind of the theory that I said, wasn't it? Of like, oh, we're going to end up having to do like Dark World shit.
My home. I hate them. I hate them. I hate
Which I guess is why these portal things open.
Everything from them in return. Everything. Say goodnight, children of men. Now come, destroy it all. The humans, their stupid world, everything.
She turned into a light show.
She turned into a statue. Rip. Okay, bye. The level limit for Freelancer has been lifted. Excuse
What the
me?
fuck does that even mean?
What do you mean, Freelancer?
Keep an eye out for certain special monuments dotted around the land. These allow you to access trials, which if passed can raise the upper limits of the level to which jobs can be developed.
Oh, is that what the portals are for then?
The abilities unlocked by raising jobs beyond their normal limits are incredibly powerful, so the rewards are well worth it if you're up to the challenge.
Look, limit break.
Mimic, of course, Freelancer gets Mimic. Mimic is like the most OP ability in all of Final Fantasy because it just means you just copy whatever
You
the
do
last
what the
person
you do
did.
what the boss did, yeah.
Yeah. Hi, chat! And then we'll probably
Wait.
have to call this in.
Can we mimic Elvis? Say hello to 16 spells. They hid Magmel away in the woods with a bunch of illusions so that humans would never stumble on it by accident. So that's why we never happened across it, eh? Ugh, I still believe that it was there the whole time. What kind of place is Magmel, Adele? Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's definitely different from any human village. It's a little slower paced for one thing. We fairies can't believe how much you humans are always rushing around. We really seem like that to you, eh? Never knew. I guess maybe we need to think about the time a little differently. We don't just think about it differently, we experience it differently. Stuff that happened decades ago for you guys feels like yesterday to us. which means that things can change pretty slowly. The human world could be completely different and Mag Mell would seem exactly the same. It also means that it takes a long time to forget. Thinking about it, it's no wonder most of us are so scared of you all. How do you mean? Oh, you'll find out soon enough.
Hello, strange person. So I guess we're going to Wiswall.
See, that thing was actually the bad end by sealing her. Now we lose Gloria, but save the world and so many other lives.
So, do we want to save it here? Because we're putting pizza in, and you got to kind of watch the pizza, and we're on the start of a new chapter, or because I suppose on the way to doing all this next stuff, we can also be doing all of the grinding.
Well, that's just my concern of like if we get this dialogue and they're like go to these portals, we could do the portal grind off stream. So it might be better to just go get this bit of like dialogue done if that is indeed what is about to happen. Because at the end of the day, if it's just going to be more grinding, then it's better to get that out of the way. Lisa's not currently in, the other's heating.
What is this?
Yeah, it's the yellow one. Oh yeah, I think there was one where I was like, this one's a dead end, that's odd.
Hey! Open up! It's me, Adele!
No.
Don't think they want to.
Go away! Be gone!
Your father smelled of
Go away!
At least listen to what I have to say.
Why should we? You have brought humans to Mag Mell. Have you forgotten everything you were ever taught?
These aren't just any old humans. They're friends of mine.
Friends? You have human friends? You're no better than a human yourself now. You bring nothing but calamity. Just go!
Look, I didn't come here to argue about who's what or which is worse than the other. We need your help, all right? The Knight's Nexus is about to break free.
What? You speak the truth?
I do, Lady Esmeralda.
Then we have little choice but to listen. Gatekeeper, lower the barrier. But Lady Esmeralda!
Open the gate a little.
Instructions unclear? No, Lady Esmeralda. Right away.
Is this gonna be like our Fae friend from 14?
No idea how this is going to go, but there's only one way to find out. Welcome to Mag Mell, everyone.
Ooh, pretty. You know it shows up on camera when you chew your nails like that.
You know, I don't care. Stream. Oh, it's tiny.
Oh yeah, it's for fairies.
I promised I wouldn't come back here until I finished what I'd set out to do. Oh,
Alrighty there.
Elvis. Read the forest.
Let's not let the Scot go in first. Hey! Oh, fuck.
Crikey. I've made some bad first impressions in my time, but that was something else.
You can't exactly blame them. Most fairies have never seen your kind before.
Oh, I get it. So we just need to get to know them a bit and all will be well there. Like when you and me first met. Well, it should be easy enough. Ha ha! This interspecies relation stuff's a piece of cake, eh?
Elvis.
I say so. Anyway, I'm sure it'll all be fine. After all, we're more similar than we're different in the end. Give or take the odd weirdo like yourself.
And what's that supposed to mean exactly?
What's that thing you always say? Don't sweat the details? Yeah, that. Come on.
Oh, at least you're willing to give us a fast travel. Get out of my fucking
Yeah,
forest.
because they want us to leave.
Facts about fairies.
Adele, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Sure, what is it? I don't think I've seen any male fairy since we've been here. Is that normal? Of course it's normal. There's no such thing as a male fairy.
And Mary?
How's that even There's no such thing as female fairies either. We're just fairies, born from flowers. They're non-binary, everybody. There's all kinds of differences between fairies and humans.
Even plants have genders, though, don't they?
Not technically. We've just assigned that to them. Got wings and we live way longer, you know that already. There's also other stuff. You see other colours that you guys can't, for example. What, like shrimp? We've got plenty in common too, no? We'll get a bit squiffy after a dram or two for a start. Yeah, I guess, but... there's loads! I bet if we put our heads together we can find all kinds of similarities. Elvis may be right, and perhaps an approach like that could go some way to resolving some of this misunderstanding between our kinds. Maybe, but we're trying to get some pretty serious misunderstandings here, though. Talking. Some fairies really hate humans. They think nothing of messing with them, killing them even. Things never changing much makes it hard to change people's mind. Guess it's lucky we're here to help fix that. Oh, now this place is something, eh? Not that I expect any less from Adele's hometown.
Hello, 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 look who it is.
Hi, Husk.
Hello.
I don't know what Adele was thinking bringing humans here to Magmel. We can't talk to every person because we're trying to get through this quickly.
Don't you dare talk to me. What's a word? Alright. You're not allowed past you, or...?
Doesn't look like it.
Not allowed past, so...
Because we're hoping that they'll give us a bit of dialogue to be like, go do this MacGuffin, and then we can just grind off stream for a bit.
Oh, you're polite enough to... Money's money!
Money's money.
I don't care who you are, I want the money. Just go in here.
Who is Husk? It's in your name. It says it on the screen.
Ooh.
It has been too long, Adele.
It has. You're looking well, Lady Esmeralda.
Children of men, you must forgive us our ill-mannered welcome. I am Esmeralda, acting warden of Magmel in the absence of our queen. Now, Adele, you mentioned the Knight's Nexus.
I did. I'm afraid that Edna has broken the seal that binds it. She wants to destroy humankind.
What madness is this? Tell me all that you
I'm not
know.
cute. It's in your name. You should probably change your username. If you don't like it.
Then we have little time. You shall have our aid, but your companions will have to leave.
Wait, why? They're my friends. And they're not just regular humans. They've been blessed by the crystals.
Be that as it may, they are children of men nonetheless. And where humans walk, calamity follows. We cannot risk a repetition of past tragedies.
No, you don't understand. They're different.
You will not sway me. Their kind are weak, easily tempted, corruptible.
And what happened to Edna then?
Tell me that you have not seen ample evidence of humanity's shortcomings on your travels. The differences between humans and fairies are vast and irreconcilable. Let us speak no more of this.
I need to change my name, but I'm too lazy to do it. Well, you can't complain about people calling you the wrong thing if you've got the wrong name, because people read what they see on the screen.
Insolent wretch.
That's on you.
Vast and irreconcilable indeed. I can't see any difference at all. I mean, I may not be known for my insight, but in all the time I've spent traipsing hither and thither with Adele, I never had the faintest idea she might be anything other than human. And not the foggiest, I tell you. She laughs just like I do, gets mad just like I do, enjoys a beverage just like I do.
It keeps coming back to the
As far as
drink.
I can tell, the only difference between the two of us is a pair of wings so small as to be barely noticeable.
Small, they're the same size as her.
Troubled history between our two species.
Pah! History's history. All in the past. That's the whole point, isn't it? Don't sweat the details. That's what I always say.
Dell's wings are very sparkly, considering that the other lady's meant to be the one in charge.
You sit down with us for a wee dram or six. and see how you feel about our irreconcilable differences once we're done, eh? If you still not changed your mind by then, the drinks are on me.
You are entertaining, human. I will give you that. We would certainly be foolish to fear one such as yourself.
Good old charisma.
Well, we shall do as you suggest. But put one foot wrong, and I shall cut you down in a heartbeat.
Yep, successful charisma check.
Anything. Adele, you have suffered much that we might come this far. Know this.
So
You are still one of us, and a valued ambassador for our kind at that. Bring wine. Tonight we toast the heroes of light.
Alright, that's something.
well done, Elvis.
Good job.
We do have to end it there.
Yeah.
After Elvis has finished clearing his bowels.
Well, if you pause advancing the dialogue, if you can, I will put the pizza in the oven at least, so it can start, and then I'll come back.
Pancake! Oh no, Blue, you've disappeared off the side of the screen. Help me! I'm stuck behind the wall. Help me! Yeah. Whee! Pancake. Pat, 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 pat the pancake. Pancake noises. I think it's less that the wings are shinier. It's that her wings are darker and such sparkly, a bit show up easier. Yeah, I mean, look at that other fairy on the screen. Hers are just as dark as Adele's and just as shiny. Maybe they lose shininess when they get old. Ooh.
We get the thicker pizza, so it's 20 minutes. Turn it around halfway through. Pancake.
Punk.
I see that you've overindulged as usual.
That is, Merelda doesn't know when to stop, eh?
You met your match at last. That'll teach you to get cocky.
Pancake? Pancake's the name of my shark plushie. I got it confuzzled.
I wanted to say thank you.
Hmm? For what? Bringing you back home?
Aww.
No, for saying there's no difference between us. The whole time we were traveling together, I never told you what I really was. I guess I was kind of worried how you'd react when you finally found out.
You? Worried about me? Now I really have heard it all. And besides, why would I give a monkey's what you are?
Why indeed? I should have known you couldn't care less either way. You're far too flippant, and reckless, and weird.
Nice.
That one I won't argue with.
Charming. Good to know you're all in agreement.
But I guess that's why I...
Eh?
Oh, nothing. Right. I think it's time we were heading back. Come on, you guys.
It seems like this is a lengthy cutscene. Pancaking the pancake.
Many centuries ago, a human came to Mag Mell. We fairies welcomed her with open arms. But she had come seeking to possess our most sacred treasures. Our wisdom, our memories. Ignoring our ancient laws, she gorged herself on forbidden knowledge, and in so doing, became a creature of malign power beyond measure.
The Knight's Nexus.
The very same. And since that day, no human has ever been suffered to enter Mag Mell again. Quite rightly, I might add. But now the Nexus threatens to reawaken, imperiling humankind and fairykind alike. The evil must be stopped at all costs.
If you will permit me to ask, Lady Esmeralda, do you have any idea how it might be stopped?
You possess the asterisks, do you not?
Looks at one another.
Not. I do not mean to take them from you.
Oh yeah, we got quite a lot.
You have not gathered them all, but those you do have should suffice. The Nexus may yet be defeated.
That would be interesting if it's like we got Gambler, if chat hadn't told us, so we got Gambler and then she's like, you don't have them all, and we were like, what? What do you mean we don't have them all?
Memory might be beheld. The Nexus will surely be drawn there. It must needs slake its thirst. Though we cannot know what its coming might bring, we will aid you in whatever way we can. I will go on ahead, Heroes of Light. Join me there when your preparations are complete.
Saving.
Oh, we got an autosave.
So
Oh, this is just like her chamber that we can talk in? Yeah, this is just where we talk with her.
So should we go out and save, or?
I mean, it did an autosave, so we can just go ahead. I don't want to put the cat amongst the pigeons, but defeat Siamese cats!
Alright.
Alright.
We're not normally allowed here. This is the first time I've ever been, in fact.
What do you think Esmeralda meant about all wisdom and memory being here?
Look! That armor. Those are soldiers from the First War of the Heavens Bow. That must have been a century or more ago.
Wow. And this is from when they founded Wiswold. Oh, Lady Emma looks as ageless as ever.
So looking into the water shows you things from the past. I never even knew a place like this existed.
The memories of an entire world. We can't let the Nexus gobble them all up.
And we won't.
Interesting, so there's just another zone here. They're not running away from you. Aw, this is the first time we got an Asterix. And the wind crystal.
I suppose we'll do the party chat, but then we should probably call it there.
Yeah. I just can't stop wondering who she might have been. She who? Oh, I was just thinking about one of those visions of the past back there. It was of a girl, the bonniest wee lass I ever laid eyes on. Perhaps it was Princess Aldea? If the history books are to be believed, she was the most beautiful woman who ever lived. Countless paintings and sculptures of her were produced, but all were eventually lost in the chaos of war. Now only the legends of her beauty remain. It could have been, I suppose. Well then, I guess I should count myself lucky to have caught a glimpse, huh? I saw so many things. One vision in particular caught my eye. It was of Savalon. Of what are now Sandstorm ruins, but in the far happier times. I saw some proper olden daisy stuff as well. Folks in funny clothes sitting around drinking who knows what. Now I get to think about it. I wonder what those old daisy beverages would have been flavour-wise. Sorry, but the fount do not taste memories. I'm sure it's an amazing place, and I can't.
You can't what?
I just can't. I just can't. One day people will probably be looking at visions of us here. In which case, we had better make sure to leave a good impression. There's another one. Oh, are more things going to come up as we go further through here, as they all talk about the things? So all is the legends of Musa tell it. The crystals brought order to the world. And the humans and the fairies, they live together. Did you know about that part, Adele? Yeah, I'd heard about it. They say that back when the crystals first brought balance to the world, humans and fairies were inseparable. So what happened? About 1,000 years back, there was a calamity, and the human was to blame. You mean the whole thing Gwillem told us about how the Night's Nexus was made? Yeah, fairies have been scared of humans ever since. Ancient history to us, of course, but to you lot, that's what, barely a generation ago? The King of Musa at the time was involved with sealing the Nexus away. From that day forward onward, the duty of ensuring the crystal's power did not wane, and that the seal stayed in place fell to those of my line. That is until... Hey, less of that! You can't go blaming yourself for what happened. Yeah, and besides, once we take care of the Night's Nexus, everything will go back to how it should be. Then let's go forth, and may our actions return order to the world and heal a rift millennium in the making. Alright, do you want to turn around and find a place to save and come back?
If there is one.
True.
'Cause if we go back out, there's no save point outside in the woods. Oh, we've got a fast travel.
Yeah, yeah.
So we can fast travel.
Yeah, fast
to
travel
somewhere.
and then save. And then, I suppose between now and next week, you could at least level up the classes we currently have,
Yeah,
and I
might
guess
do.
maybe do some of the side quests and see if we find the one that we're missing. Unless the quest that we're missing we find by doing this. You can play the card game. You like playing card games. See if you can get Gambler. Right. Thanks, everybody. This is a very abrupt end, but we've got food to go sort out. So
Yep.
I'll see you tomorrow, where I should be trying to do the last little bits that I have left on the video, and then I might be doing some sprite work. Sprites. Yes. So look
And
forward.
Fantas.
Look forward to that. Bah. And we'll see you in like an hour, cool? So yeah. Right. Have a good weekend, whatever it is you get up to, everybody. I'll see you soon. Bye. That's not what that button's supposed to do.